Hello again, and welcome to Stories to D4. We had a little bit of a technical issue, so we're gonna go back through a couple of things real quick, and then we'll jump into tonight's session. I'm so thrilled that you've decided to come back and join us for a new adventure in the world we know, the setting we play here at Stories to D4. For announcements, we don't have much. I'd love to take a moment and just encourage you all to come and join our Discord, where information about some of our upcoming Battlesphere and other one-shots is going to be posted, as well as some cool fan art, as well as Hero Forge models for the different characters you see on our adventures. But I'm gonna go ahead and just early bring this out to everybody. Say hello to my nerdy friends.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello again.
Hello
Yeah,
again.
hello again.
So if you're seeing this live, you already saw us do some miming here, but if you weren't, well, we had a little bit of a technical issue, but now I think our friends can hear us. Connor, the painter is dead. Well, no, but not dead. Defeated. Important distinction.
Oh yeah,
fine line.
we didn't kill him.
You didn't kill
No,
him.
we were
He's still
trying to
alive.
figure out-
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
We'll do our recap of last time in a minute, but it was almost 40 sessions of build-up from when you first heard about him. You had other adventures. He wasn't the main goal the whole time. But
Yeah.
how are you feeling?
I feel good.
It's a big victory.
I'm ready to go to a tournament.
Tournament art.
Yeah, I want to eat.
Tournament, you say?
I want to eat turkey legs.
They
Sounds like a
definitely have
vacation
turkey
There are
legs.
turkey legs.
Yeah.
You,
I want a
you call it
turkey
vacation?
leg. I think it's a vacation arc.
Vacation art?
Turkey legs
Yeah.
and funnel cake.
Fighting.
Yeah, funnel cake?
I'm sure someone has invented fried dough and sugar.
It's kind of a common thing.
The only thing I just want to mention is that we do have a little bit of non-tabletop role-playing game news today. Some of us, Connor, myself, Victoria, and Clella, are going to participate in a Star Wars Legion tournament. Star Wars Legion, if you don't know, is a tabletop war game, sort of like Warhammer, or if you've played other games like War Machine or Malifaux. There's lots of options kind of out there for these. Think less the role-playing, but there's still lots of dice rolling.
Super throwback is chainmail.
Chainmail, yeah, we're gonna go way back to the origins of Dungeons and Dragons with that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to mention this not just to kind of, encourage my players, because we're gonna kick some ass tomorrow, for sure. But also, I really want to say that if you like war games, if you like nerdy hobbies of all flavors, you should find out if you have a local game store or an LGS, and take a visit there. Maybe pick up some stuff for your hobbies. There's always it's one of the best ways to go and meet new people who are participating in your hobby and just support the stuff you love. And so here on Stories, we've got a couple of them here. You've probably seen us wearing some of the merch from Tribe, one of our local game stores, but I really encourage you to go out and check out what you have in your city. I don't have a lot of announcements today. Do you guys have a lot of announcements?
I should wear my Tribe shirt tomorrow. Go to
You should
another
wear your
game
Tribe-
store and show off a different game
Of course.
store.
It is that or T-pose. The
Yeah.
only way is to establish dominance in an LGS.
Stake my flag in Tribe comics and games.
Now, I have a very kind coworker by the name of Jess who has sent us in a little bit of a little treat, a little trinket.
A treat?
Today, we have a giveaway for the players here at the table. I need you guys to roll some dice here in a second. Now, Amanda, I had told you there was going to be some sort of dice roll and gave you my orange die.
I got the orange dice, so I have the power now.
That's
Now-
threatening.
I have the power now.
My my friend sent down these lovely sort of blue, like blue onyx sort of dice, and I'm gonna go ahead. I'll hand this to Connor. You can take them out of the bag. Look at them. They're a little bit sharp, but we're gonna do a little roll off here between the players to see who's got some new dice that'll be going.
Do you
into
like
collections.
sharp dice?
You
They have
do.
multiple uses.
You famously like sharp dice.
Does Elven accuracy apply?
Elven accuracy would apply, but you unfortunately don't have advantage.
You can't see it.
I love the flag. I love the
My elf eyes can't see it.
Yeah.
the leaf that's in them. Super cute.
It's yes.
Yeah,
these
they
are-
have
these are very
beautiful
well done.
accent colors.
Well, I don't know off the top of my head who the specific shop that Jess got them from. I am going to be finding that out and putting it on our Discord, which you can absolutely go ahead and
Got
check.
some good weights too.
You know what? I absolutely think so.
You wanna do
During our roll-off, we're actually going to have Alex off camera. Is going to be he's also eligible for rolling. He can come on over here and roll the die and get all set up as well.
Chloe gave me a sabotage die.
Ooh, Chloe gave you a sabotage die. So Alex, why don't we have you come on in here? Come on, join me. Join me.
Trying so hard.
This is my very short friend Alex. You can go ahead and give the first roll off for our little. Oh, you got a sabotage die.
It's engagement party die.
Starting off strong, Alex. What'd you get?
6.
A 6.
Woo!
Let's go around the
Who is
table. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have you go last, Amanda. Is that okay?
That's
So I'm
fair.
gonna say Victoria. You can go ahead and roll next.
4.
Victoria's out
Alex
of
is
the
still in
running.
the lead.
All right, we got in the lead Alex, the camera guy.
I'm gonna roll a brand new die.
I
I
was
bought
about to
for
say, you got
Star
new dice?
Wars.
Ooh,
These
this-
are, I'm gonna roll my Nova dice.
Faux pas.
That was my
Very
first
nice.
die. Roll.
11.
An 11, we got a high score. Okay,
Lead.
Connor, you want to go ahead and roll off? There's really cool dice going,
I'm gonna roll
both
a
in the competition
purple die.
and as the prize.
19. Beat that.
Okay.
Amanda literally has to roll a nat 20.
Yeah.
17. Orange die did good.
taunts. Orange die always rolls
Orange
well.
die did good.
You would need to expand your critical range,
Yeah, I just
and you'll be
rolled
fine.
really well. That's fair.
So Connor, from one friend to another, here's some more dice.
Thank you, friend. And
Oh yeah. If you end up rolling well, the first time those things roll well for you, do go ahead and call that out for us. I'd love to see how they change your adventures as
I'll
we
use
go
them
on.
today.
Cool.
I don't need it. I have a million d20s, but I only have elven accuracy.
All right.
Got that new dice smell.
Then I do.
They're so pointy.
Does anyone else have any announcements before we go into our recap and talk about what we're doing this week? Oh, I love starting new adventures, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about where we are now. Last time, here at Stories to D4, the Defiant Smiles at long last faced off against Randolph Crawford, the mad painter who had been plaguing the Kingdom of Elts for a year approximately at this time. But rather than simply face a wizard in his home, the party had tracked him down, confronted him, and while they struck down his corporeal form, soon they found themselves assaulted by strange psychic powers, shattering the reality about them, and eventually causing their souls to be astrally projected to a strange, dark place in the astral plane. Our heroes faced off with a strange apparition, an emerald dragonborn, who fought with the party using his mighty arcane powers, notably quite a few different psychic and thunderous powers, quite similar to our hero Laurentius. As the battle went on, eventually the party was able to separate this strange creature from Randolph himself, seemingly removing some sort of entity from the painter. After defeating the entity, the party was returned back to Eltz, and seeing around them his home fully destroyed, a massive pit where once the old mansion stood. Our heroes were met with confusion and then cheers, for they had saved the city from another terrible threat. It is at this point that both last week and today we get to talk a little bit about downtime, the brief spaces between our adventures, the calm before the storm that your dungeon master prepares. In this case, our heroes have begun to rest, repair their equipment, resupply, but also ask questions as to what happened. Ismini Callister, especially, was quite concerned with what had happened to Kentisia Crawford, the apparent wife of the painter. And so, as we return, our heroes are making preparations for a newly acquired quest. Princess Josephine Augusta Marie Mudrust, one of the heirs apparent to the Kingdom of Eltz, has offered to hire the party not simply as bodyguards during her travels to the north, but instead as participants in the Tournament of Blades. We're gonna go ahead and bring everyone back here.
Would you like to share your observations
I
with the
just
class?
realized Josephine Augusta Marie is Jam. My IRL in score is not great.
He gave us a hint, and you're like, "Oh, revelation!"
I really do not know.
Yes. Now, just to kind of elaborate on the recap, so you were asked right at the end of last session by Josephine,
Jojo.
by the princess, to she was trying to hire the Defiant Smiles, our heroes here, to take her northward to a place known as Issel, the homeland of half of our party.
Yep.
Additionally, should you so choose, she is willing to sponsor you to enter the Tournament of Blades and potentially face off with powerful foes, take on some really tough challenges, and maybe win some really valuable prizes. when
And
you're
eat
up there.
turkey legs.
What was that? Turkey legs?
Yeah.
Turkey legs, yeah.
And
Turkey
Means
legs.
Turkey legs, yeah.
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 But we're going to start this session not at any specific moment, but we're doing something that I know that my players are quite fond of by having a little bit of downtime. So over. Wait, everyone.
Yay! Flash freeze.
Real freeze. So downtime, if you don't remember, is going to be a period of time. We're kind of doing this all in a sort of nebulous order. You don't have to worry about too much about getting certain things done at certain times. We've talked a little bit outside of the session as to what sort of things are appropriate. Some of my players who have had longer projects have asked about if there's enough time. And so today we're going to kind of go around the table, talk about things you're doing in the roughly 6 to 8 weeks you have before departing northward. Now, I think I want to start with something very simple. I want to head to the West End home, not too far from where our dear party lives. The warehouse is itself being repaired with nearly half dozen laborers working under the hot sun alongside one particular man, a white-haired, sort of lavender-toned being, our dear Laurentius, sort of leading the charge, working the hammer. You've practiced. You were getting dangerously close to some tool proficiencies
Yeah,
here.
I only have 6 band-aids on my fingers.
They're gonna get pretty soon. You're gonna get like the silicone what are the rubber mallets?
Mallet,
We're
yeah.
just dunk dunk dunk.
Yeah.
You can't be trusted. But I want to pull a little bit further away from the docks, go inward, past the daring duelist, and eventually settle on the Little Luck Forge. It's early in the afternoon, but business is slow today, and though there is the familiar sound of a hammer striking against hot steel, it isn't a dwarf working the forge today. Instead, inside, we see a young quarter-elven woman who is working on a rounded piece of metal under the keen supervision of her dwarven master. As the smith here, Finjan Lucksmith, looks down and just is kind of observing your work. As you're working on this helmet here, you've got your tools here. I want to go ahead and start the day off, start the downtime off with a little tool proficiency check here. Now, you've been working for a while, practicing your time here. I'd like you to go ahead and make me a dexterity check and add your proficiency bonus to this roll.
Use the Erangel dice for this one.
Use the Erangel dice. All right.
Her proficiency is improved, which is really nice. Okay, so that is going to be a 23.
A 23. That's 2 successes for those. But who's counting? As you're sitting here, Finjan kind of begins looking over the work quietly. You've seen him judge your work before. You've worked on some minor things. You've made horseshoes, and you've made
So many horseshoes.
you've actually done a lot of repair to small pieces of plate armor, though he always gives it a once-over. Mainly, your work has been polishing and finishing off pieces, none of the fine detail. But this has been entirely your work, just like your sword before this. Looking down, the dwarf, not one for too much affection overtly, looks at it and, taking his heavily calloused hands, picks up the still hot metal, looks it over, places it on the table, and looking upwards, gives you a real stern look.
It's not half bad. Not good, but not half bad either.
You got a bit of luck today.
Is it luck or is it the many hours?
He looks back to you with a toothy
many
grin.
hours.
Could be a bit of both.
We'll call it both.
You watch as he exits this little portion here of the Little Luck, gesturing on his way out towards some of the remaining accoutrement you have. A large feather that you had selected from a collection he had brought in for you. As you have completed Pearl Gut's helmet.
Yes.
You had promised this a while ago.
Yes, I had. In exchange for forgiveness for perhaps an indiscretion of my past.
Yes. You think
Yes.
back on this hill giant covered in grease falling down a 30-foot deep ravine. So horrified at the strange magics.
Yeah, yeah. It has occurred to me.
Jump
I
here.
think we're leaving town soon, and I don't know how to get it to Pearl Gut, but I'm sure I'll figure out a way.
Sure. Maybe
Yeah.
on this day you could spend some time looking for him.
Yeah, I told him to come.
Do you
by.
want to hand deliver it, or do you want to have him come to you? You can do either option.
I was gonna have him come by.
All right.
Yeah.
You'll spend a good chunk of the time. You'll go head over to a local barracks to have messages sent out to him. He is part of the Elsian Guard. Or
Can I just mail it to him?
He is in the city for a while. You,
Oh, okay.
you were told it before, so
Yeah.
you're still
Cool.
fine on that. What I'm going to be asking for this downtime is I've got a list of some things that were asked about, but every once in a while I just want to ask who'd go next, and I've got a nice big list here. So, Victoria, Amanda,
stuff
Connor. So Amanda and Connor, which of you would like to talk about some downtime?
Odds or evens?
Evens.
All right, I guess I'm going.
Thorn.
Lucky rolls.
You spent quite some time in the North End, in what is known as Old Town. Most notably for you, this is the site of where you fought the Painter, and where apparently some combination of yours and his powers destroyed his home. But you've dug around in the rubble. You have found every fragment of these strange bleeding emeralds, of which he seemed to have dozens and dozens. As you've gobbled up all of these stones, you did
Hot
find
donuts.
one new thing.
Go down so easy. Sorry.
You did find one notable thing that wasn't an emerald. There, some documentation, some paper.
Is it a piece of glass?
Oh God.
Get out of here. What you find is the shield that was once affixed over his hearth, over his fireplace. This shield, it's a little larger than a buckler, but it's nowhere near the tower shields of some of your former allies, or even just the knights here in town. The shield itself has a small central circle, an 8-pointed star protecting it. Seemingly, you've dealt with magic items. You've seen it react slightly with other magic items approaching closely, almost like a lesser effect of detect magic, where you depress things close to the circle. But on the outer ring, outside of the actual the 8-pointed star, is a wide band of arcane runes that extend just outside. It seems, when you're looking at it from the front, like there's almost no connection that keeps the band there, and yet it's incredibly sturdy. Looking at it closer from the underside, you can see there are physical connections made of this relatively lightweight looking iron, but it certainly is magical in nature. You go over this on your own for a little bit, but I'm curious, when Thorn has it revealed to him what this does, what does he do? Is he using his own powers? Does he want to ask an ally? How do you want to divine the nature of this item?
I think I'm probably looking for something like specific that maybe I misplaced in my room, and I just happen to have the shield on me.
Ooh. You're holding the shield, picking it up as you're trying to search around for your last undamaged pair of shoes. One that Roundlord has not successfully made his way there. But as you're holding the shield, you catch yourself. It almost feels your eyes have moved a little quicker. You're not just the alacrity of it, but your accuracy here as you're looking around is quick. And at the same time you notice them, an orange lizard-like creature bursts into the room, ready to get to charge the shoes.
I draw my sword.
Roll for initiative.
With the crown over.
Now, holding the shield and learning its other abilities here, you roll initiative with advantage.
Nice.
The new die is good. It treats
Ooh.
me well. 18.
18. Well, Rowlor rolled a natural 4 on this. So as Rowlor begins sprinting towards the shoes,
Telekinetic shove.
you shove Rowlor out of the way, pick up the shoes. This is what is known as a sentinel shield, giving you advantage on
Holding them
perception
like this.
and initiative checks while holding the shield.
Taking your shield from you.
Important thing to note, does not require attunement. So when someone's hands are pressed on the shield, be it strapped in, or if they're holding it, if they're resting their hand on it, the effects are active.
+1, +2 AC.
It's a normal shield,
Okay.
So it's a +2 is
Cool.
what it's effectively. So it's the same as if you were using another shield in that way. Though I will say this, just to clarify, this shield would be very hard to damage. You typically would require magic, like Dragon's Breath, Disintegration magic. Really powerful stuff to break it. It's not a regular shield.
Sick.
Okay, let me go ahead and mark that off. Miss Celethros,
Yes.
would you like to go next?
Sure.
Now, I believe you had asked about doing some research. Would you like to elaborate that for us, Amanda?
Yes, so Mai is very interested in the stars and the mists in particular that are around the moon and figuring out what's the connection maybe between the mists around the moon and why her high priest has lost connection, like his high level magic. So he has his lower level spells, but he no longer has ninth level magic, which is very scary to her.
Bad news bears.
Yeah, and so she's been trying to figure out any connection she can find between that, and also she just went to a new plane, and that's very strange, and she saw the moon there that she hasn't seen in over 50 years. Not that bright.
Yes. So let's start here. And when you're doing this research, are you praying about it in a quiet place in the city? Are you going to the temple? Do you want to go to the library? What do you prefer to do here?
Praying in the temple.
Here's what I'm going to let you do. This is going to be a religion check, but but mechanically, it's going to be specifically a wisdom religion check.
Okay.
So go ahead and make that roll for me. It's a little bit better for you as well.
Yeah.
Which is helpful. I believe your total here should be something like a +9 or a +8.
It is a +8, so 19.
A 19, very good. Your studies, studies perhaps is the wrong word here. You find yourself taking the time in the evening to stare up at the sky, to look at the stars, especially the different astrological signs that surround the edges of the moon high above you in the sky. These blue mists occasionally glittering with this sort of prismatic afterglow as they just twinkle in the night, but still choking the sight of your goddess, the moon. Though the prayers bring you calmness, it is the dreams that follow these nightly sessions that give you a bit more insight. Sent to you, most likely, by your goddess, Sehenine Moonbow. The moon is so vivid in your dreams, like when you were a little girl, you remember seeing her in all of her glory, dancing in the moonlight, singing songs with your family, with others of Tayrilla, thinking about all those decades ago. You guys are the worst.
Dancing in the moonlight.
All right, one second, everybody. No.
Yeah.
But you take your time here, and something specific comes to you, and if you choose to continue researching it, you absolutely may.
Okay.
Is that this sort of thing, magic being denied, this isn't the first time this sort of event has happened. Who else could this have happened to? You were curious about the mists, and what I will tell you with a 19 is that you are aware that the mists themselves have slowly grown bolder, more opaque in the last 50 or so years. Since the death of the creator of elves, since the death of Coralon. So if you'd like, Amanda, on a subsequent turn, if you want to ask to research where this is, when magic has disappeared or been lost before,
Okay.
you can do so. You don't have to. That is an option for you. Is Meanie?
Yeah. Can I do the one that would kill me first?
Just in case.
What?
Which
one? Which one would kill you?
My Verithol research.
What? You think he's like? You think he's
All right,
like
this is fun.
He's like a Horcrux
you don't
thing?
have to do
He's gonna
things in
read
my
his
order.
diary?
So here's what I want. I would like you as me to describe to me what you're doing.
All right. It's a ritual spell that will take an hour to cast. I would like to attempt to contact other planes. I have to make an intelligence saving throw, or I go insane.
Oh, good thing you're not me.
Now this is a fun one because what's great about this spell is not only is
got
this
the stuff in her
the
room.
first 5th level spell cast through spell slot,
Just trying to prevent nosebleeds.
is meaning you're going to attempt to mentally connect to a demigod,
Is
the
me like-
spirit of a long dead sage,
Every day.
or some other mysterious entity from another plane.
Yes.
I would like you to describe the state of the place you're doing this and your intent.
I have no windows in my room, but I have gone and lit every candle I can scrounge up from the warehouse and laid them out. I have every one of the pages of Zarathal's notes in front of me, laid out on the floor. I'm sitting there, cross-legged, eyes closed, chanting for an hour to successfully attempt to complete the cast of this spell. I have locked my door. Nobody is in the room with me.
Okay. This entity. What are you attempting to reach out to specifically? What demigod? Sorry, are you attempting to reach out to a particular plane?
I am getting my lore confused. Allow me to look at the names of the 9 because I believe I may be thinking of a Pathfinder god.
Nerds!
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
No,
Wrong
what do
planet.
you have in mind?
It was Ogma.
Oh, Ogma's the us.
Ogma's
Ogma's
us.
the Lord of Knowledge.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Yes, that's what I wanted. Okay, I've gotten to the portable hole from last campaign, I think.
You can't contact Ogma, but if you want to
Right, but I want to reach out to a follower, like a long dead
Right,
follower
you can't
of
contact
Ogma.
gods with this.
Right.
You can't contact demigods.
It's too
But
high of level.
more specifically, what this would do is you're going to be contacting some sort of entity from the realm of Ogma.
Yes, that's what I was looking for.
That is fine. Oh, you're contacting the realm of knowledge specifically.
Correct.
Contact his mom.
Is
Who I
me.
should be worshipping.
Make me an intelligence saving throw as the whipping winds of the astral sea attempt to rend your mind. You reach out, bursting at the seams of the material plane. This is your first time attempting to crack the border yourself. Is that correct?
Yes.
You've called energies. They had to pierce the veil. Now you wield those energies yourself.
Well, with a natural 20, so a 29, I believe I passed the DC 15 intelligence
It
saving
is, in
throw.
fact, so that is just shy of, it would be just shy of 3 successes, so it's 2 successes here.
The highest I can roll is a 29, so that's good.
Nice.
I think that's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I can
I
ask
think you did
5
pretty
questions.
good.
You can say yes, no, maybe, never, irrelevant, or unclear.
So you're shaking the magic 8-ball.
Yes, I am shaking a magic 8-ball.
As you're here,
And all the
reaching
lights
out,
flicker.
well, we're pulling in is meaning you feel infinitesimally smaller than you ever have in your life. You feel the material plane is a tiny bead floating in a sea, in an ocean, and are brought back as something brings its awareness from where it was to this point. Around you, dozens of candles, hundreds of candles whisk away, and the walls, the corners of your room seem to fade from view. You become aware of a figure, some sort of creature, humanoid, perhaps. Light grays, almost formed of wisps of fog. Tariva, you have come with questions then?
I have.
Ask them with care, for my time is short and my knowledge is plenty.
Was the research that our enemy Zerathal was doing related to the observations Mycelia has seen?
Was the research Zerathal had related to the events that Mycelia was seeing?
Yes. The answers can be yes, no, maybe, never, irrelevant, or unclear.
I can flavor spin those things, but
yeah, but that
they
just
will
let you...
always follow that category, and I will clarify what they are if
Yes.
it's ambiguous. It is so rare for two so unlike to share a similar interest, but the fates are aligned in this. You find one inquiring and one researching in the same path. Yes.
Are the mists that are choking out Sahadin Moonbow divine in nature?
No.
Are the mists choking out Sahadin Moonbow related to the actions of Zybrecht Shallows?
As you speak the name Zybrecht,
Oh yeah, I'm going there, buddy.
you swear for a moment there are more eyes on you. But what they are is difficult to discern.
Ooh, I'm ready for this, buddy.
You said the actions of Zybrecht, are they related?
Yeah.
Yes. The God Killer's actions are related to the mists. This man, this Zybrecht, this is not him speaking, this is me clarifying.
Mhm.
You think of what you've heard, of what your mother told you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know the he who must not be named thing? Oh yeah, we don't follow that.
Right. You think of this
We never
horrible
forget.
man who killed the patron of not just your family, but your people, your kingdom.
For those familiar with the Forgotten Realms, he killed Coralon.
He did kill Coralon. That was 3 questions.
3 questions.
You have 2 remaining. Tariva breathes, its form shifting. The vapor now, rather than appearing sort of light gray, has sort of dulled into like a blue navy that kind of extends downwards, revealing like a cloak surrounding the creature. You don't get the sense that this is literally a humanoid being, but just a convenient form.
Is the worsening of these effects coming from the material plane?
Ooh. Inspired.
I do not know.
Yeah, buddy.
I think it's a fun answer. That would be unclear mechanically.
Is Zybrecht Chalos back?
No.
Thank you.
All my players are so relieved.
we can't do it again. It was so hard the first time.
You did kill him. You did kill him good.
Cool. I will not be casting that spell again for the downtime, just letting you know.
Yeah, the creature.
Spam it every day.
It's a ritual.
This one again.
This girl will not stop calling me.
As the candles begin, it's less that they're actually reigniting, but you're realizing that your awareness of them is being reverted to what it was before. The last thing you hear is Tariva kind of like amused. I wonder what you shall learn of the mists. And the entity is gone.
Great. I'm just thanking my lucky stars that I did not go insane.
And you do know the name.
You have
Yeah,
to
I
roll
have the name
6.
written down. It's 6. If I roll under 15, I take 66 psychic damage and go insane. I cannot understand anything anybody says to me.
I would really love to see you go insane at least once.
I
though.
really, it bounced.
How long does it last?
was
What
like
do you need to roll like a
Is it
4?
just forever?
until
right?
the next long rest. I'd roll
9.
like I'd roll a 6.
Okay, it's doable.
So 5 or lower.
Well, it's a good thing you're just
That's
locked
a
in
1
your
in
room,
4
so
chance.
if you
That's
go
not
crazy-
like that crazy. To
I
do.
did
more
lock.
than a 1 in 4
I did
chance.
lock
30%.
myself in my room.
Yeah, we sort
Yeah,
of just
that's
started
no big
screaming, I
deal.
guess.
Banging on the walls.
These maniacs
Oh,
different.
this mean he's at it again.
Was this
Different
your
witch-
first?
witch-
So we'll talk just a little more about that later.
Yeah, thank you.
We're gonna keep going now. I believe next now everyone has got to participate. Or Chloe, have you not been able to participate yet? You were the first one. Never mind.
Do blacksmith stuff.
She made a helmet.
I made a helmet. Ismini is communing with other plans, and I'm like,
I got a
"Is that
shield.
several
helmet.
of
You're
my-
eating glass.
Several
Sorry,
of my
emeralds.
players have requested to do like a sort of social thing, like they have someone they want to go visit. So, if you guys are up for it, you want to talk about someone you've met during your time in downtown or talk to? I've got 3 of you here had requested something like this. Would we like to do that now?
Sure.
Mycelia, do you mind if I start with you?
Not at all.
You've had some time, and this can include your research role if you choose to integrate them together.
Mm-hmm.
You've had some time where you've been reflecting, and you have spent the last few decades worshiping the Moon Mother, but not always.
Nope.
And there is someone who knew you from before, Lanethir, the Elder of Teyrilla.
My friend.
Yeah.
Perhaps during this downtime, maybe you and Ililie find your way walking the roads towards the forest,
I'm playing a little pan flute as well.
playing a little bit of pan flute, just performing a little bit as you're.
Gwynwyn's pan flute that does healing.
Yeah, that was on her body.
We buried it.
Amanda, we would like to give you the pan flute.
Hey, new friend. Here's our dead friend stuff.
I want to wipe it off.
We sanitized it. It's fine.
You guys don't have Gwynwyn's loot.
No, we don't.
You do not.
Nope.
It was sent back explicitly to help with the family. There was approval both from Amanda Meadowise,
Yeah.
but also Silas and
General.
Jake as well assisted with deciding, it'll go be sent back. Any of the gold can help the family forever.
Right, I just went back to, oh shoot, we have a cleric now.
Yeah, we do.
But
It's
during this time, you see that maybe Ililie, you're going to go talk and spend some time with some of the natives, some of the locals here.
I have to catch up with Lucas.
Well,
Catch up. Wait.
Oh,
I don't know what to say to this.
teasing from all angles.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump ahead where you are now in a small grove. It's calm here. As summer has become into full swing, you've watched this strange tree here has begun to change its leaves, not becoming verdant green, but actually almost like almost filled with white spider-like veins on each leaf. Just a very striking image here in this private place. You can speak freely. You've been worried.
I'm incredibly worried.
Well, leave yourself of that burden here and walk with me.
Losing Corlon almost ended me. And I'm worried about losing Sehanine Moonbow again. I can't survive that loss.
Well, our Lord Corlon, may he rest in peace, was a grand god, one of the most beautiful jewels from the whole treasure trove of the sky. But he was many, many years the junior of his betrothed, Lady Moonbow. As the Elder continues, he starts kind of telling you a little bit of the story here. Lady Moonbow was one of the first, one of the eldest, one of the 9, one of the oldest gods to ever have lived. Her power far exceeded that of Corlon. And before Corlon became a god of magic, she was. You worry that she may perish.
Or our connection to her may be lost forever.
It would be quite a grand foe for that to come to pass.
But already we're seeing signs of it. My temple, our high priest can no longer have the strongest connection with her. Can no longer do his highest magic.
I have spoken with our brothers and sisters in other woods. I have heard some tale of this. There was a paladin, a young man who passed through, I suppose it was around a year ago. Moonmother, forgive me, I cannot place his name, but he spoke of his lord, the Platinum Dragon. And he was so torn, for in moments of battle he had found that his connection had failed. He said something of he must have violated his oath, but he was so pure of a man. To think that that was the cause was a challenge. Is this phenomenon isolated to the Moonmother?
No.
Then there is some sickness, be it magical or otherwise, that may be assailing the servant of the gods. I suggest you look into this. The Lanithir places his hand on your shoulder, just kind of begins to just pray, hoping for the blessings and protections of the Moonmother to stay with you. Sort of thing, while we're here, while you have him and you're able to chat, because this doesn't have to be a day, this could have been you visiting for days and days, or a week even, yeah. If you'd like to go ahead and make me either. Oh, actually, I'm not going to say either. Can you make me an Arcana check with advantage?
$17.
17. As you're speaking, you've requested, maybe you've, from your notes, from your asking with some of your friends, from what you've heard, from your prayers, there are different kinds of magic. And depending on how people obtain their magic, there are different ways to lose them. Clerics, it's mostly not heard of. Famously, when gods die, their clerics lose their powers. But there are others. Paladins lose their spells if they've broken their oaths. Wizards can lose their magic when the weave, this binding magic that surrounds everyone, is damaged. It can lead to places known as wild magic areas or anti-magic areas, where magic is either unpredictable or non-existent.
Scary.
Sorcerers have been known to lose their powers due to poisoning or impurities in their blood that have been introduced by malicious actors, people who've come through and cursed weapons that affect the body and the blood. Shamans, though rare, the desecration of their domains, the shattering of their totems can cause them to lose their magics. Witches, it's rare, but you could slay a witch's familiar and temporarily relieve them of their magic, but only by breaking their coven oath, by shattering the connection between them and their kin, can their magic be truly lost. But with that roll, you know of no examples of druids losing their magic. As far as you know, that might not even be possible. Cole has so many opinions. Watching all the opinions forming right here.
I had to go back to April 15th.
If you showed me that before I communed, I would have had different questions entirely.
Well, you can always read it again.
I didn't realize that you didn't know about the theory.
Was there anything else with the Elder while you're here, or is that pretty much it?
The Elder.
Okay. That was yours. You spend your time together, enjoy that. Later, the Elder comes to you, Ililie. Would you like to pluck another Amakir from his grove?
Yes, I'm on my 4th one. I'm sorry to have to take another. I
Whoa.
sent the last one with a dear friend back home.
As I prayed upon it, and I prayed on this, and decided that if you came here again, lacking an Amakir, we would not be seeing the nymphs together.
That's for Amakir number 5, right? I'm still in the...
Oh, you're right. Let's go see the nymphs.
Okay, good. Whew. I missed my opportunity.
You
Why do you
take
think I came all this way?
You spent some of your downtime looking at pretty spirit ladies. with
Yeah.
an old man.
Yeah.
No reason.
This is literally the basis of our friendship.
You go to Feywild. You go and just like explore the woods together and look for like any fey creatures around. One sec.
The Feywild's embrace.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a neon
see
sign
no
that says
nymphs.
the Feywild.
You see no nymphs during your time in Teyrilla. The pretty ladies will have to wait.
I mean, I could go to the Demon's Embrace.
The Feywild.
You go to the
embrace.
strip club. You don't find anything in the forest. I got it.
elf,
weird
elf stuff.
Elf stuff.
Yeah, it's a really elfy thing to do.
Before I go to you, Thorn, I want to jump to Ismini. Ismini, you have an offer here. Something we talked about very briefly last session, but the people of Eltz were all too happy to accept that there was a crazed man who was killing the Eltsian elite, and now he's gone and put away. He finds himself in the lowest levels of the Nine Arch prison. It's unlikely, given what you've heard, that he is long for this world. Would you like to speak with Randolph Crawford?
Absolutely.
We see Ismini traveling to this massive prison, a sort of dilapidated bridge, reinforced with large iron battlements. We see Ismini, a little bit later, we see Ismini inside of this structure, cold, uncaring, unfeeling, placed in this small room with a heavily armored dwarvish man who pulls a lever before you hear a series of chains begin pulling and clinking together as the room itself slowly descends to the lower levels. The elevator continues lower and lower, pulled by some machinery or servant you cannot see here. When you were brought eventually to the lowest levels, you hear the wailing and screaming of strange beings behind some of these different cells. You were brought to a room no different on the outside than the others. Massive reinforced iron door, large arcane runes, abjuration magics placed here, and are allowed inside with the Manacled Man, the former professor of Southminster University's archaeology department, Dean Randolph Crawford. As the door opens, he winces, pulling back, scared, and then looks up to see not the guard, but you being allowed entrance into his cell. They told me you'd come.
I'd like to talk to you about what you were seeing and let you know, first off, before anything else is said, I think you were on the right track to a degree. Your methods, I understand, were influenced by the magics you were experiencing, but I too believe there's something going on.
It wasn't... She's not dead. My wife is not dead.
But she's somewhere.
They won't hear it. There was a woman who tried to come by. She asked a few questions and the guards quickly dragged her off. So we'll want to be quick.
I don't know how to get you out of here because of what happened with other people, but I know that you're right. I know that there's something...
It wasn't just the gems.
You enjoyed it.
He takes a moment. I'm gonna make a con save real quick. Wretches falling sick on the floor of his cell. They took my wife. They lied to her. They lied to us all.
There are...
How many others? I found this mirror, small handheld thing in the vaults of Southminster. It allowed me to reach out. It's like scrying. And I saw her. But every time I reached out and I hired mage after mage to send to her, to speak to her. I got no reply. She just kept singing.
There's posters everywhere all over else for this.
What are they doing to our people?
That is one of my primary concerns. Something is happening, and I will bring it all down in order to find out why.
The Colorless Assembly cannot be trusted. The Crown cannot be trusted. At this point, you hear bang, bang, bang. Like on the outside of the door, the guard just going, "Hey, watch what you say about the Crown. I don't want to tell you again, Crawford."
I make a vow to you right now, I will find her. In your stead. I will find her.
He looks down in his hands. I killed dozens, and she's still out there. I tried to make it right.
Do you get messages in here? Can you get messages in here?
I've not heard anyone whisper.
I will try.
What I've studied here, it does look like I'm quite well protected, but this place may be protected from much. But there are rats who pass through. I don't regret killing them. I regret hurting your friends. That presence in the gems was so strong.
I have other concerns about the gems. I have a friend who has amassed quite a collection. And I don't think this is going to end well. I will find her.
He was so curious. He was so interested. Your friend, Mr. Thorne, is
Mm-hmm.
he wanted. He tried to trick me once. Said that he knew some of the victims, and maybe he was actually working for the Colreeds. But the assembly doesn't work. The assembly has their with smaller bands. They have their own mercenaries. They have their own private army. They guard their little islands, and we're getting close. There's a city in the bay. 14th. It was one of the old capitals back when pirates still ruled these lands. The assembly bought some islands close to 14th, though they're not on any of the navigation charts I was able to find. They're not on the maps. They must be very small to be hidden away. But I think she's there. You can find her. My hands are bloodied, but she is not deserving of what they're doing to her.
Can I ask a slightly improper question real quick?
You hear the guard once more. It's like, all right, hurry it up.
How old is your wife?
Most Eric Cochrans are unfortunately quite short in their lifespan, but that, my darling, my angel, I only mean it ever so slightly in jest. She was blessed. We know not if it was star sign or providence or some impropriety, perhaps in her past, or her family's past. She was closer in age to me. She was of 4 decades. Her blood, her kin, it was the touch of Celestial in her.
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, Cole's like, oh, he thought of it.
He thought of it. Dang it. Can't trap the DM.
So she's about 40 years old.
About 40.
But she's an Eric Cochran. You as a human, it's a little harder for you to judge age with them.
Right.
I was
that's why
worried she was like Dante.
I was
Concerned about that.
I'm going through all my theories. I'm like, there was a druid.
Well, you are able to ask a
I've
couple more
connected
questions
dots.
here. Very quickly, the guards get
The
really
rest of my
annoyed.
time is just reassuring him that I've got this, and I will take it from here, and I will follow this through.
Do you tell him about Oswald? Do you talk to him about it?
Yeah.
We befriend every villain.
As we leave, you didn't befriend Zarathal.
I'm about to say.
But we all went. You're correct. You're just evil.
As we kind of leave this place with Ismini, We see Asmini in front of Randolph, who looks so small here, face in his hands weeping, knowing that one of his victims was not of the assembly. The voice lied to me. And with that, we're going to pull up something a little bit more fun, a little more positive.
If me's downtime, like.
Or sometimes they're like, blah da da da.
We're like, we're going off to Tayrilla to look at nymphs.
And I'm like,
Elle?
I'm gonna go talk to our enemy.
Connor, do you have something you'd like to jump in here with before I go to Elle?
No.
Elle, I want to go back to the blacksmith shop here once more. You don't have to do anything here. We actually talked about this mechanically. We are going to take a little bit of coinage here. I am going to take 210 platinum pieces in total for all
Heck
of this.
yeah.
But we kind of see a sort of montage of Ililie working here at the Little Luck Forge with her mithril rapier. This slightly blued steel weapon, mithril having all the properties of silver and iron, all the best properties of them, and none of the downsides. It doesn't rust. It doesn't ever get any sort of tarnish. It's light. It's quick. It holds an edge immaculately well. And there's a small sliver that glows as you hold it in your hands. A fragment of Martyr's Lament.
Couldn't give the whole thing back.
It takes a very precise tool to open the heart of the blade, as your blacksmithing master calls it, to strike and split your blade in the center. In it, you form with a small infusion of platinum forged with a little bit of mithril, this lighter section, sort of a stamped cutout here that you place to inlay the actual fragment within your blade. Taking the blade even further, this is a rapier. We're talking about a very small little piece here. The blade is doused in oils, is blessed with various enchantments. You spend time performing rituals, perhaps getting the aid of some of your more magically inclined friends here. Finjan calls in a number of mages here, with your payment, of course. But as time goes on, you finally...
Make sure to get to and draw blood.
Yes, as the blade is open, you take some of your family's blood. You are, of course, from a line of bloodsmiths. And place just a little bit within this new heart of the weapon. But over time, you are able to infuse your magics within this weapon. We can talk a little bit about what this does. One of the two major components here is, as a +1 weapon, you are bypassing some magic resistance. But that's some number stuff. It feels real good though.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
It only took 9 levels to get there.
We're much later this game than we were. Well, you had Martyr's Lament much earlier.
It took me a while to get a blacksmithing proficiency.
Yes. But the other part of this is that while using this weapon, you may select radiant damage for your weapon burst.
Nice.
Very big. A fragment. It's a very small amount of radiant compared to what you did before, but it is radiant damage.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Who wa-
Slay those demons.
Start with
Radiant
yourself.
damage is
then
very
move on.
nice.
Yeah.
So
Radiant damage is nice.
It is very nice.
you guys want to do? Amanda came up with an incredibly good idea. So good that I believe Amanda got a bicycle for this.
I did. I was gonna use it in case.
Let's
you
go
failed
back to
say.
Holyfandra, finally having been
That would've funny
repaired.
for me to go nuts, though.
Holyfandra no longer smelling like the corpses of Zarathal's undead army.
An improvement.
An improvement.
Zarathal was right.
We find
K20.
a massive bathhouse, familiar one. And inside, in this large opened area, wearing, I would say, these sort of like silken, sort of like, not silken, these thick linen like robes,
Terry
essentially.
cloth.
Terry cloth
Yeah.
are the defiant smiles. Ralnor is nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. He's not here.
He would have just eaten the soap.
But there is one other darling face enjoying her time in this warm room, steam rising up through the room. Oh my god, this is exactly what I needed. Oh,
Never mind, I'm fully bought in.
you're fully in?
Yeah.
You were like not into it until now.
I was like, I'm gonna be sitting there in my robe staring at the
You
party.
see-
And then like slowly work into it. Pluvia's here. We're
Everyone's
working.
you got comfy robes. You're in like this sort of steam room here in this nice warm place. You've paid for the day. You've got Pluvia Nile, a dear friend of Miss Callister here. Oh my god, it's actually absolutely what I needed after all that stress. I can't believe there was a killer on the loose.
No.
I know, and thank you, of course. I really appreciate it. It was all kind of spooky, just not knowing who's coming to come around the corner. What if he would have messed with my boy Tommy?
I think your boy Tommy was the safest in the city.
He's a big man. He's got those. He got the big shoulders that kind of rise like a bump up there.
And then that case that he carries around is probably also keeping him safe too.
He does have that. You know, sometimes he just really likes to play with his toy from Roan, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Referring, of course, to his gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get myself one of those.
You just want a gun?
A wizard with a gun. I'm just dressed in.
Dangerous.
Well, I did. Oh, once we're out of the sauna, I do have the. You had asked Tommy for that little commission.
Yeah.
Well, I talked to him. He talked to his people. His people talked to my girls, and I think you're gonna absolutely love the new piece. That pearl you brought for him is gorgeous and looks so beautiful inlaid in that ring.
A pearl of power.
Nice.
It's so nice. And you wanted the dedication to your friend?
Yeah, I want the engraving on the inside to Gwynwyn Grandfear.
So sweet. She was such a doll.
She was, and I'm not gonna talk too much about it because I will get weepy. But
Stefan, more wine.
more wine.
Wine is brought into the steam room.
I'm not understanding. Truly, this is the part where Ismini's
It's
braces fall apart
so
and I'm eating
hot.
the cucumbers.
You're eating the cucumbers? Oh no!
I've never been to a spa. There's a bowl of cucumbers.
You're so you have such a high mannerisms about everything, but you're eating
Do
the
you think?
cucumber.
Okay.
Are we all eating?
How likely
No.
is it for me as Thorn to misinterpret the rules of the spa?
Well, you barely know how to read, so you can't read the rules.
You're on a
Connor?
second grade reading level. What would you
What?
like to
What
do?
You control your
Are we
character.
all at the spa?
We're all at the spa.
Okay.
I think
It's you four, Pluvia, no Ralnor.
Is there mud?
No, we're in the
You want to do mud bath?
I want to be in the mud.
the locker room.
You
Thorn,
return to the earth.
I am one.
Thorn opens the doors from the locker room, fully naked.
It does say clothing optional on the sign, but we're all doing this.
Pluvia Nile immediately begins catcalling.
Too much purple.
Oh no! I wanted the underdog mushrooms. This way.
Set yourself up for this, man.
With that,
But I would like
we're
to
not staying in that joke
I
too
just,
long.
I just want to spend some time getting to know Mai a little better.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
like,
Do you want to return to the earth?
Sure, why not? Let's return.
Are we all going to the swamp?
Yes.
you elves are.
Does this mean he get into the mud?
She's a wood elf.
I
She
am a
gets
wood
it.
elf,
Yeah. So the elves are neck deep in mud.
Yeah.
This is how
Do
Corlon
you
intended
want to
us
get in the mud?
Yeah, Thorn will bend over in front of you guys and take off his
Oh.
sandals, and then.
Oh.
I become gayer.
You know, doing this.
Poor Lucas.
Everyone
Or
looking away from
Lucas.
the Thorn family jewels. You eventually.
Bleeding emeralds.
Guys. I don't. Claude, I will give you a license
That was
to
good.
never call him that again.
That was good. I like that.
That was
Do you want a bicycle or do you want the ability to call his?
No, I want the
Emeralds.
bicycle.
Don't ever.
I'm done.
You got bribed into not saying something.
So gross.
His literally look like plums.
Sometimes it's my turn to be gross.
But so you guys can spend some time really getting to know both the anatomy of Thorn, but also meeting your new friend Mai a little bit.
Yeah, not bonding over planar trauma.
Right. Like, hanging out, getting to know each other, like... So you've
What's
been
your
alive
favorite
for like
color?
200 years. That's super cool.
Yeah, I was alive during the last war.
Like, I'd love
My
to hear.
moms were alive during the last war.
I'd love to hear more firsthand, like, accounts of. But like, just getting to chat and hang out because we were in jail, then we were hunting a serial killer. We haven't gotten to actually hang out.
Yeah.
Good
When'd
idea
you-
on the spot, eh?
When'd you join the nunnery?
About 30 years ago, I wouldn't call it nunnery.
Are you allowed to get married?
Are you a nun?
Yeah.
You're allowed to get married?
Yes.
There isn't like a Vestal Priestess thing where you have to wait until you're 36?
She's past 36.
I'm far past that
Also,
Well, have you gone through second puberty? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, she's
Cool.
200. She's gone through second puberty.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know when it happens.
I don't know, around 80 or something.
I don't know if I'll get that far.
As you all discuss the intricacies that are the elven multiple puberties,
They just get 2.
get two.
We get 2.
We get 2.
For now.
Thorn, do you get 2 puberties?
Do you get 2 puberties?
We don't know enough.
I get a half, 1.5, I think.
Okay.
Do you think I get a quarter?
It's just 1/4 puberty.
I didn't grow. It's terrible.
That explains so much.
I'm so sorry. my ears look like this.
Before I ask for the final things you want to do during downtime, I do want to ask 2 just quick sort of bookkeeping things. Now, first I'd like to ask, there was a discussion about repairing the warehouse and building an actual defensible stone outer wall. Not super tall, but having like the ability to have a strong wall there. Is that still cool? That would be 1,200 gold from party loot if we want to do it.
Cool. We have 20,000 gold in the party loot. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And the second one was Thorn was considering commissioning a ship, a boat. But I do want to mention one other thing before we decide on that. As Laurentius, you watch one morning as you're talking with one of the shipwrights who've come, and they're like looking at your dock going, you need to build a new dock if you want an actual ship the size you're talking about. You see in the garden, around the tree that you've planted, the elven wood there, Ismini has drawn a circle out of this fine ink that almost glitters, kind of like it glitters quite a bit like the mists in the sky. Ismini finishes casting the spell, and the circle flashes, the ink burning away without damaging the plants, and Ismini Callister is gone. She poofs out of existence. Ismini, the sudden temperature change from being on a coastal city to suddenly being in the mountains of the Nails, your home at Callister Manor. You stand here in the courtyard of the teleportation circle beneath you still glistening with warm light. Kind of looking around a little bit, you see the inner wall here, because the manor itself still has walls further out, but you can see what looks to be 1 or 2 of the Callister guards who were patrolling turn to take a look at you. A little nod from their heads, probably about 50 or so feet out. You're in a little gentle garden that surrounds this teleportation circle. Have any thoughts, anything you're doing while you're here briefly?
Squawk. Circle the perimeter. Make sure my sister's not coming.
Squawk takes off into the sky, and you see around you the brilliant home of the Callister family. The fine manor, the ancient hunting grounds that you used with all manner of magical beasties for training up potential Callister youths. You see far off in the distance, on the other side of the valley, at the bottom of the mountain here, you can see the town of Skiff, where the people who serve the South House of Summer and the House of Callister all live. And then, at the top of, above Skiff, hanging high, looming high above, is the House of Summer, a brilliant castle filled with all of the lords and ladies that you serve, except for Elle.
Yeah, Elle's a little busy right now.
But you're back home here, Squawk diving towards you. You see genuine fear on this little bone crow's face, and you start hearing clack, 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 clack.
Okay,
as
ring,
heels,
ring,
as
ring.
heels are walking along the stone steps as your sister is approaching to give you a lecture. You begin pulling. You pull out this ring that you had commissioned. Beautiful. Do you want to describe what the ring looks like for us, actually?
Yeah, the best way I could use my words in the real world to describe it is like a pearl engagement ring. It is a pearl. It is white gold, or just it's yellow gold because of the rest of my detailing.
Oh, right, of course.
Right, I need to match.
You have to
Custom
match.
It's yellow gold pearl inlaid with small gems, like little fragments of what I saw in that painting on Taltrid's throne. Just reflecting the stars and that little orb of the pearl as the moon.
Ismini, poof, you poof out of existence as casting the second teleportation circle out from your ring and arrive once more in the West End. Unfortunately, because you don't have a teleportation circle, you find yourself in a little place known as the Conjurer's Closet. You have a teleportation circle. You pay the fee for having used it. It is one of the 2 sigils you know. Now, for those of you at home, and maybe my players as well if they've forgotten, Teleportation Circle is a high-level spell that lets you teleport from anywhere that you draw this circle using a powerful spell slot and some expensive materials to a known teleportation circle that you have the sigil for it. Normally, the sigils are tightly held secrets, so you'll get them from the person who owns the circle. And in this case, you know those 2 for now.
Yeah. So basically, for you to understand, it's a ring of spell storing with a pearl of power attached to it to make it stronger.
Nice.
Yes, and so you've lost the ability to consume the Pearl of Power the old way, but you have a greater ring of spell storing, mechanically is what it is, and hold more spell levels than before.
Oh yeah, I've got
Nice.
little hint for you. I have 3 spells stored in it
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
Scary.
yeah.
for whenever we go on our adventure.
411 or 222?
Neither.
Gasp! All right. Oh, I do have one other thing. It's a present that you guys can fight over if you'd like.
Everything.
Please, Elle, I would love that.
I have to visit the Hall of Records.
Yes. Heading on to the Hall of Records back at Southminster?
Yeah.
All right, as you're doing your research here, why don't you you're going to make me a history check and describe to us what Elle is studying, what she's looking for, what information.
Thinking back to the memories I'd experienced recently at an address close to the warehouse, what's at the manor, I'm looking for specifically details about residents, owners, etc. of that place. Trying to really find a name that would go with the, features and description of the mage I saw in my visions.
There was a building there where you had a strange recollection, something you've been calling your nostalgia.
Yes.
Make a history check here. I will let you know. Oh, Coco's such a sweet girl. It's a very hard check for what you're trying to do. We're pulling out. Just a quick update. We are pulling special dice out for this roll.
Playing on my good die.
Spending one of your bicycles, our DM inspiration. Go ahead and roll that again for me. Take the higher. It's not a bad roll for you,
It
right?
could be a 22.
A 22.
It's
I have
not super-
good
not
news
super
and
high.
bad news. They have some records about it, but they don't have. It's not forever. Unfortunately, the sort of things you're looking for. This
I
isn't
know it
the-
was in the last 50 years, so I'm not looking back too far.
Right. As you're kind of looking through here, most of the exchange hands are pretty lackluster. Currently, the Ladrones own the place you're talking about. Looking before that, you find what look to be a couple other small names. You see it looks like a Merchants Guild owned it at one point, and then it was owned by some sort of some trade company from the east had purchased some things. Somewhere from the place known as the Settler Dominion had owned the land, and then further back, the place that the owner of this is not a person, but something known as the Brainery. A school to the far north was actually the owner of this, roughly in the time period you're looking for.
Oh?
Oh,
Oh. Is Elf familiar with what changed about the Brainery in the last 50 years?
you would know the Brainery is that. So, the Brainery is one of the 4 or 5 big magical institutions. There's, of course, the Vorax Academy of Arts and Arcane. There's the Tower of Aeons. There's the Brainery. There is the Royal Academy of Issel. It's just one of the big schools. Now, in this case, you know that a powerful Lady of Summer, so one of the elves, does run the Brainery. So there are people you could talk to learn more about it. But you're not personally familiar with anyone involved in the Brainery directly.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did we not?
No.
I was like, why the hell is it still called
It
the
is
Brainery?
sometimes referred to as the Karen Academy.
It's Finley Hammerborn Academy of Greatest Bards in the entire world.
I'm pretty sure that's the name, actually.
Have you ever forgotten?
you could be handing Eva a piece of paper going, "Can you
Daily
sign these
reminder?
changes?"
to be very sweet and give treats to your table familiars.
My table familiar can't have treats.
She actually just does not like treats very much. She just
Kibble.
likes.
We tricked her into liking the catnip tree.
Yes, she does explicitly like catweed.
Good taste.
So, you take some time. I apologize for not being able to give you more specifics with that role, but
it's okay.
you know that,
I have a lead.
yes, it's either, you're not sure which ones for sure would be more relevant. There's people from outside the continents and people from the Dominion, which is far away, or the Brainery, which is also far to the north.
Worst case scenario, I'll go have sleepovers there until I have more memories. So
Sure.
not during downtime. But thank you.
I have one thing, and then I'm going to open up to you, and then we can actually jump back into normal play. I know there's been a longer downtime, but honestly, we ended a 35 session long adventure. So,
We have a thing for Thorn.
I have things that we can do,
Yeah.
but I just want to reference this, and I'm opening it up to you.
Okay.
Is Meanie Callister and Lilia Arundel have spent some of their time finishing the work of a very kind, very brilliant woman named Gwynwyn Granfear. She left quite detailed notes of a certain project in her laboratory, which you've kept in quite good condition. This strange ink, as well as a collection of catalysts, you have discovered is one of Eltsian's magical tattoo inks. The ink here can be used to imbue someone forever with certain magical effects. These effects tend to be quite powerful, overriding the different lackluster features that certain races might have. So you've heard of things like Earth Genasi, who are incredibly heavy and sometimes are even resistant to levitation magic, being able to fly. Of Fire Genasi, who've received the gift of water breathing. This is a much weaker version of something like the prismatic ink. Specifically, this ink here is attuned to several of the different catalysts are attuned to the elemental planes and offer whoever would be, depending on which one you select, will offer a form of resistance to that element as you have a natural affinity for it. The three options here, now they're not affiliated with. There's a lot of elemental planes, so you don't have all the options. Specifically, the options here: the elemental plane of fire, the elemental plane of storms, and the elemental plane of ice. This is fire, lightning, and ice, cold, respectively. There's only enough here to use one of these catalysts, and only enough ink here to grant this boon to one person.
So we could choose one of the three for one person.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's
Is
not all three options.
Is there a way to be able to use the other inks?
You could keep the catalyst, but you need to find the ink, and the ink is expensive and rare, but doable. Yeah.
So if any of us needed it, we could.
Remember that you stole this from High Lord Stanley Branson a long time ago.
So maybe not a visible tattoo?
Don't tattoo
This is
your
just
forehead.
you've seen people with this stuff before.
Okay.
Just tattoo.
Okay. We've written them down.
Interesting.
Women, thanks.
Okay. Is during this downtime, during these time, would we like to decide who gets it?
I think you should go to the winner of the tournament.
Whoever's the best?
Whoever places
There's
highest.
a global.
Are we-
You do know this. The Tournament of Blades has a scoring system.
What if we don't? What if all of us don't participate in the tournament?
Well, maybe
I
you
am.
should.
I would rather die than not participate in the Tournament of Blades.
We can arrange
Talking
that.
about you.
I know, but last time,
Miss L, please don't die.
last time I was at the tournament, I didn't get to participate, so I just got into some trouble.
Every time you've been to the tournament, you got into trouble. How did we meet
Aren't
again?
those tournaments only
I
every
climbed
couple of
into
years?
like a bullpen thing,
A bullet
a bullet pin, and Ismini fetched me from the jaws of death.
You think back to the last time you were still quite young. You weren't an adult at that point.
I was like 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's a
you got
bullet
attacked
pin
by a
work.
bullet.
What?
How does the bullet pin work? It's kind of
It's
underground too.
Yeah, you.
It's got a
you
layer of
build
iron.
A stone or an
If
iron
you're really-
bowl. You fill that partially with dirt, so they can still dig around.
But they can't go past that without.
If you're small
being
and
stronger.
sneaky, you can get in one. I can show you how.
Neither of those things.
we got magic.
He said, wearing adamantine armor. Your armor weighs like 100 pounds for your breastplate.
We do have magic.
We also have magic.
Average.
I
Kind of helps with that.
you could fly into it.
You could enchant a boat again.
But I can't fly.
Would you like to?
I would like to.
Would you like to fly?
Sometime. Not right now.
Can you
You
make,
wanna fly right
can you
now?
make me
Maybe
go really
later.
fast?
No, but I can make him fly.
I can do the
He can make you really fast.
now you
and I
see
can
me,
make
now
him
you
fly.
don't. I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything
I
else
think I
you would
can
have
do
liked
that
to have done during the downtime?
May, do you have a room?
I have a room at the temple.
Would you like a room?
Sure.
I'm gonna go ahead and offer
Can
May
I
a
save a
room.
room for mine?
Yeah, mine.
few
Mine.
ones.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I just wanna let you know.
Star Wars rules. Every name could be pronounced anyway.
You got it. I'm fine with that.
I'll distribute the funds
lolly,
at
eh?
this point.
So some gold has been distributed here. You've been given. If
didn't
you
have
have
any
to
gold.
RP that for Maya, you can. But for the rest of the party, you've been given some of the party loot just to have like some more for yourselves.
How much do you give us?
After the experience we all shared together and the fact that we've been just storing gold and not spending it, I think it's probably best if we distribute it so that we're more likely to dip into our funds and actually get the things that we need.
Fair.
I know you've been traveling with us for a short while, so it may seem a little bit strange, but all of you get 2,500 gold pieces.
Very strange.
It should be already added onto your sheet.
Yeah. So sheet-wise, you have the 250 platinum.
Yeah.
Meaning you give out this huge boon to everyone, spreading the love.
Thank you for helping us find a serial killer.
This
And
is a lot of money.
it is. I know it's a little strange. We still have
They're also kind of keeping you on retainer to do this next mission here.
19,180 gold pieces in party loot.
We can
you guys
continue
wanna finish
buying-
that boat? It'll be
I'd
eight,
say,
eight and a
you
half
want-
grand if you want to do
We
it.
need a new
Mark
dock.
off the
We should
8
pay
grand.
for a new dock too.
That's in the cost, right?
8.5.
No, it'll be 9.
9,000
9,000?
gold.
Yes.
Okay.
So we
Make it
spent
even
10,000
10.
gold?
then.
Make it 10. Make it a really nice boat.
No, I mean
No,
the,
it'll be at
yeah,
10,180 gold left in
exactly.
party loot.
Yeah.
If we do the boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
a boat
Do the
for
boat.
I want a boat.
Why don't you-
Okay.
Hey guys,
Hold on,
we'll be on a ship.
I
There's
want the
an
boat.
I
island.
want the boat.
We're going to island.
Wait, can you drive a boat?
Oh no,
I can drive
we
a
have
horse.
You have to go out in water.
I can't go on the boat. I'm on the wrong side of a sea hag. I can't go on the boat.
Wait, did you?
That'll
It's
make
not
it
like you pissed off Umberly.
I didn't do that, but I have made a promise to a sea hag, so I'm a little
Just-
nervous about boats in general.
Just learn water breathing. It'll be fine.
I can't do that.
I promise you,
Why not?
I will find your wife. Yes, I think she's on one of these islands. Oh no.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I
I'll carry
can't
water
find your
walking
wife.
that day.
She's
That's a spell. You can learn that one.
I have Ultra Self. I can breathe underwater.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Ultra Self.
You're fine. Just the rest of us can't.
that's a roundabout way to get there. Yeah.
Second level spell slot that I have to prepare.
If there's nothing else, we can leave downtime.
Dun, dun, dun.
Just use your
Whitaker
words.
Thorn. Whitaker. Whitaker's master?
Oh, you're so right. You do that first.
Yeah.
What are you up to, Thorn?
Talking to people.
Thorn,
Being charismatic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing your thing.
I'm
we
better
mentioned
at
this
it now.
briefly last time, mostly just to annoy Clella. But Whitaker Thor had come. Mr. Whitaker had come to visit. Had come to visit the Defiant Smiles, and requested a single one of you, just one of you, to come unarmed. This did include your spellcasting foci. To come to visit Mr. Whitaker's master.
I will use my new feature and dismiss it. I can send it away now.
Explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain.
That's at 5.
Pact blade.
As you have left the Defiant Smiles to go visit this man, you walk behind the old human who you've come to know. He's paid you a few times. He gave you some tips on some quests. Some you took, some you did not. After you've left the courtyard of the Defiant Smiles warehouse, the walls halfway assembled to this point, he pulls a small stone from his pocket. Yes, my master, if you would return us home, that would be ideal. He then pulls out a small glass orb and a silken pillow, places the pillow on the ground, places the glass, this glass ball on the ground, Do step in close, please.
Oh, okay.
As you kind of scooch in close, you would recognize this sort of familiar magics as from the light resonating from this orb, it begins forming a small circle on the ground, etching into the stonework with this strange light.
Oh yeah, Zmini does this.
Before you feel yourself falling inwards towards this glass orb, find yourself elsewhere, seemingly alone. You're standing in a wide room. The room itself is quite long and has these tall, thin, ceiling-length windows, stained glass windows, blues and greens and reds and grays. Them showing what looks to be these swirls, these swirls and falling lines. They rise up probably about 70 feet up on both, like the height of the room is about 70 feet, and it extends downwards almost 200 feet. You're in this long, almost kind of cathedral-like, I would say, is a good real-world comparison.
Mm-hmm.
There's no seating, and the floor itself here shares a very similar appearance, though rather than glass, it is a mosaic of colorful tiles. Darker, however, the stained glass. Light appears to be pouring in from both sides, sunbeams illuminating what's left of the room, though no torches in sight. A voice from the far side of the room rings out as it walks closer to you. Yes. I apologize for your strange sense of arrival. But, well, privacy is important in the work that I am doing. It is nice to meet you, Laurentius.
You too, Mr. Whitaker.
He takes a few steps forward, and you see not Mr. Whitaker, the old man, but you see another human who looks younger, though quite a bit older than you and your friends. He looks like he's got brown hair, sort of streaks of white. Even though the brown parts, though, it's losing some of the heart, losing some of the color to it. So he's probably late 50s looking human man, but you see his eyes, the eyes of the jarring thing. All of them, they're emitting a bright, soft blue light, like they're made of glass. He steps towards you. He's wearing a long white robe, and you see that underneath the portion of this like tabard-like cloth is a small breastplate with a rim of gold around otherwise silver armor. I have been most appreciative of what you have done in your time since coming to this kingdom, and I would be most interested to see that it continues. So I thought it would be best for me to summon you or one of your friends and ask if there was anything that you were needing. I know you are soon to away, and I have no interest in discouraging that, but I believe you are good for this city and her people. Manners. I'm very private of a person, and I apologize for not giving you my name. Let's... kind of looks around. Call me Toll.
Mr. Toll.
Now, Laurentius, you had quite a hard few months. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I wouldn't say great. We're down a serial killer for the city, but we're also down a companion. Actually, a few companions. So it's been a hard few months.
You have my deepest condolences. Losing someone who matters to you is an incredible pain. But in saving and stopping this killer, I'm sure that you've protected many others from that sort of pain.
Thankfully, we've gained a new friend as well.
I must apologize for being a bit greedy here. You are to head to the Tournament of Blades, Am I informed correctly?
Yeah, that's my understanding. I've never been there personally, but a few of our party have attended.
Well, were I a betting man, I know where I would place my silver. But I would take this time to take the challenges there. Take this umbrella of safety and develop yourself. Grow your strength. Improve yourself. I don't mean to be grim, but it always feels that there's something on the next shore, something over the next hill. And so having true heroes in the city, I believe, would be best. I have a mission for you, but, well, I would like to offer you that job at another time, after you've grown in strength. The Defiant smiles. Well, their defiance continues to be quite amusing.
We're quite good at it.
I'm getting so many terrible looks from you two. Y'all have theories and opinions.
I think I've solved the riddle.
I have questions that I need to ask but can't because I'm not there and I can't tell Connor to ask them. Because it is...
Do you require anything before your journey? Do you... Hi, Distals. Good to have you here.
Try to telepathically tell Connor right now.
That's what she's doing.
Connor. Think our thoughts.
Your new armor is quite impressive.
I'm supposed to know what I'm supposed to know what you're thinking to ask for?
Read my mind.
Read
Connor,
the mind.
use your psychic
We're
powers.
shouting.
Shit, it doesn't work!
Connor, you touch your temple, you're just here. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Just hear the monkey fucking bang.
Got Dancing in the Moonlight still going.
I know, I do too.
Mine
It's
is
stuck.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Can I take a rain check?
Of course. We have plenty of time.
I think we might be able to determine what we might need after the tournament. I think it'll be a good bar.
Travel safe. Tournament. The tournament should be enjoyable.
I hope so. They're hyping it up a lot.
Well, there will be games and monsters and... You ever heard of a gladiator?
Yeah. My dad gave me like little books. They had like these little... You'd open up the page and it would flip up. And then you'd pull on the side and they'd swing the sword. It was great.
My brother in dice. You just made pop-up books canon in our setting.
He gave you books and you can't read.
Exactly. Could your dad read?
It's just neglected to do shit.
You didn't... They may have had words. You just remember the pictures.
You just remember I'm fully crying. Actually.
No. It's every time Connor gets a moment to shine.
I'm so sorry.
Well, it is... I of course should have expected that Logan would have shared that with you. His knowledge of all of the different activities and excitements.
You knew my dad?
I'm often in the business of knowing things. There are many people and places, and you are a noteworthy one.
I think we should revisit this conversation at a later date.
Of course. Well then, have a splendid day, Mr. Thorne.
You too, Mr. Toll. Maybe we'll have a different name when we meet again.
As you kind of spin on your heels to turn around, you're standing before the warehouse of the Defiant Smiles. Mr. Whitaker, standing next to you, well, picks up the ball, picks up the pillow. You have an excellent day, sir. I hope your discussion with the master was most delightful.
I say, bye, Mr. Toll.
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
What's that check? Yeah, you're a good boy. I know you don't ask for rolls much, but
What'd you roll?
Oh my god, Plella.
An 8.
For a brief moment, you get the feeling maybe they're the same person.
Makes sense.
You watch as the old man turns and begins kind of limping away back into the city.
How many arms did he have?
How many arms do you have?
How many arms did he have?
How many arms did he have?
Two
right?
arms. What?
With 2 hands?
3 legs, though.
With 2 hands?
How
Did he
tall
have
was
two-
he? Was he 6 foot?
Did he have 2
Was he
hands?
5'5"?
Was
Was
he-
he?
Was he taller than me?
You're aren't you? You're like 5'10", I believe.
5'10", yeah.
I would say that he was roughly your height, if not slightly shorter.
Okay.
Okay. Did he have 2 hands?
He was, however, you would have noticed though though he's an older man, you could tell he was relatively well built.
It's weird because he kind of reminded me of me. Like he had like breastplate, but like a human version of. Does that make sense?
But did he have 2 hands?
Yeah,
Okay.
and he
It's
used
not-
them to talk a lot.
Okay. Because
He's Italian.
I noticed one hand.
Theory
For a while, only one hand was moving, so I was wondering if that was like an intentional decision.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a claw, and then it turned into a cat paw. It was really strange.
Just spawned a bunch of limbs in.
No, I had a theory.
Okay. Well, having taken
I think
some
I'm
time here, would we like to jump out of the downtime now? Bring us into real time?
Sure. Sure.
Cool. Well, in that case, we'll do that when we come back from our little break.
Okay.
Go fill up our drinks. You stay right there.
Please.
Hey, if you don't, that weird guy, Mr. Toll, he's coming for you.
Yeah.
That's gross.
All right, we'll be back in a minute. Welcome back, everyone. We got one of our other familiars here, and we can jump right back in to tonight's session. So, you all, having had quite a bit of time during downtime, you guys can share things. Today is the day. You've talked before with Jam about how you're going to be departing. You know that when you're ready to go, shouldn't be too much longer, that you all will be meeting by the western gate to the city. That the princess is being brought with escort there. And you will be then leaving to make your way out of the city, out of the kingdom, towards the Tournament of Blades. The princess is wanting to experience, rather than simply using magic to whisk themselves away, the princess wants to experience, a little bit of travel, maybe a little adventure.
I should have got the triple M spell.
I'm so excited. I run a 10K this morning.
You run a 10K this morning?
Yes.
Ella's very sweaty.
No.
I
Should shower.
I prestidigitate myself.
Oh, that's right. Haha, Bio's gone.
There's something
When was the last
real.
time we took a real water shower?
Right, there's
Did
something
you?
that real
Parsa.
water does for you that magic doesn't.
You're just stale a lot. You're a slightly stale
I
lady.
literally carry around a flower all
You
the
just
time.
smell like ozone.
Do you think that carrying what? Claw, I need to know. Do you think
It's a
carrying
special
one
magic flower.
Okay.
That canonically gets rid of bad vibes, which includes smelling stale.
I want
It
to.
doesn't.
vibe.
It doesn't canonically include the smell.
Really? Because my note says that's canon.
Let me check my book real
No,
quickly.
put that away.
Let's see. Pull the scary book out.
Scary book is out.
There's
Alright.
faces on that book.
Dead god faces.
Also, I will. Your thing isn't secret. If you wanted to talk to the party about it, you could totally do so today over what can only be described as a criminal amount of these like spinach cream eggs that were made by. It's a weird dish made by your little friend here at the base. You just see. I'm sorry, guys. I got awful heavy-handed with the cream.
So I'm gonna go prepare Tenebris for the trip.
Do you just
and
have bread?
Get him saddled up?
Do you have any bread?
I'll skip
Oh,
breakfast.
we got bread. It's a little stale, but
Sop up the cream with the bread. Make it work.
I'm gonna go
Alright.
take a real
Add a
water
little
shower.
paprika. Add a little paprika.
There you go.
And have you told anyone about your encounter with?
If they
Pole?
ask, yeah.
Okay.
How many hands do you have?
How many hands do you have?
I counted 2.
Okay.
What did he? Can you draw him?
No.
Would you be willing?
Wait, actually, can you
I
mentally
can't.
show me his face?
I can do a minor illusion of his face. How about that?
That also works.
I would like you to make me. This is a spell. So basically, make your spell attack roll because it's your proficiency plus your spellcasting modifier. You're just basically a spell check. Is that a natty 20?
It's a natural
Yeah.
20.
Nice.
What's
So
it?
29.
So sometimes
Wait,
I've had one and you've had one.
I don't think
I
I,
did it with the
normally
new die.
say what we were doing, like how we go like fill up our drinks. We don't talk too much about what we were talking about, but today I will. And Chloe's very excited about all of their opinions here. A face forms before you with a natural 20 for a 29.
9, yeah.
29. A face you have seen before. Not in nostalgia, but in person once. Oh, it feels like it about a year ago almost at this point. A
Okay.
human man.
You're kidding me.
You see a man who once visited the home of a Lilier Arendral. An older human man. The last time you saw him, you were being whisked away by your uncle to safety
I'm
as
so
he
angry.
battled
with you.
your mothers.
The assassin?
Toll, allegedly, almost killed my famous adventurer mothers.
We have been working for the guy who almost killed your moms.
I came here to kill him, and I will. Mission acquired.
We've been.
Seemed like a nice guy to me.
You can not help me kill him, but I will be killing
What
him.
if the entire point I'm changed since contacting
what's this
Consort?
guy's name that almost killed your...
I don't know, but do I?
What if he has
I
a-
saw some of the face in one of my nostalgias.
What if he has an
in
evil
the
twin?
most recent one, right?
No.
No.
Didn't.
This
Even
guy
though-
has not been in any of the nostalgia stuff. This is just someone you met one time who wanted you to. So just a quick. Can I give a quick refresher over what happened?
Yeah.
You about a year ago at this point, you were back home, so far to the north, in the forest outside of a little village known as Jubilee. You were spending time with your family when a guest arrived, a robed man with simple armor and a sheathed sword. He came to speak with your parents. He came to ask for you to come to Eltz. And upon talking to your parents, your mothers, privately, they called for you to run, and they did battle with him, damaging a portion of the manor that you grew up in. You were whisked away by your uncle, riding him into the sky to keep you safe. Though your mothers were hurt, there were only minor injuries. They were exhausted by the end of their battle and refused to tell you more of the strange man.
But
I
they're,
don't recognize the face.
they're among the most powerful people I know.
Do I recognize the face?
Make me a history check.
So you're saying he's a bad guy?
He does look nothing like the man in your nostalgia.
Okay, yeah, I was making a mistake there. I was confusing my own personal theories.
That's okay.
and stuff. 18. I'm going to kill him.
With an 18, you have not seen. You're confident you don't know this person.
Mai, do you recognize the face?
He seemed pretty open.
You
How about
do
I
not
ask him
recognize
about
this random human.
Why did
Cool.
he do that?
Well, but
I
he
can ask
knows
him.
us.
I can ask him why. He seemed pretty open.
I did what he asked for with the hopes of finding him, but he's just been helping us the whole time.
Because
have-
he wanted you an Elks.
To do what?
I don't know, but he
I thought he was
wanted
trying
you
to
here.
kill us because he battled.
No, he wanted you here for a reason.
Before we
Did
go
he
killing,
know that I would follow? That's the question.
Before we go killing, how about when we get back from the tournament, I go back and talk to him. I ask him,
I want to come with you
¿Por qué
with the knife.
asesino?
Okay.
And why did he do it? And if he doesn't
Here's the other thing
seem
is,
like he's telling the
I
truth,
didn't-
I have ways of getting the truth.
Yeah, I'm fine with this plan. It's just that I came here, and so far, one evil guy has already tried to steal my blood. So I kind of feel like he's going to skin me or something.
One evil guy successfully stole your blood.
He did. I still don't know what he did with it.
Well, that one wanted
Really?
to wear your skin.
I mean, he was right. He was just crazy.
Listen.
Really?
Any mage with no boundaries on their moral code to prevent them, you're very interesting. And
Because meaning we've already talked about this. You can have my blood whenever you want.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Not-
finally happened. Are they gonna stop courting?
No, I'm talking about taking L's insides outside.
Oh, that's not very romantic, is it?
If
In
I
some context.
and I'm gonna say this with a lot of kindness. If I had a little less care,
Morals, a
Care.
lifetime of being forced to care for me and
If I-
prioritize me.
if I cared a little less,
A little?
an amount less, I can understand Zarathal's motivations
Yeah.
because it's not every day that you meet somebody.
And now I return. That's not his voice. It's just,
Somehow.
it's just
Somehow
Zarathal
Zarathal
returns.
returns. I'm doing this very awkwardly, I guess, but I'm trying to explain. There's a lot of magical reasons and medicinal reasons too why you'd want to study.
I just don't want you to take the rock that I think powers my weird magical construct body.
I'm sorry, what rock?
I have a rock in front
Yeah.
of me.
Why
rock.
people think
I
you're
don't-
special?
I don't think
see it
Wait.
personally.
I don't see it either, frankly.
I thought
I don't
you
think I'm
was
a...
the one who was eating rocks.
Yeah,
He eats rocks, but I'm not a person. I don't have a soul.
Can I do a test real quick?
I'm sorry, you don't have a...
I don't have a soul because I'm not a real person.
Alright, I'm gonna have more spinach.
Can I do a real quick check? I know this is kind of dumb, but can I check for a heartbeat?
I don't think I have one.
Make a medicine check.
No,
I think you have to have a heartbeat.
Math 20.
She has a normal pulse.
it's fake. I'm using minor illusion to make that happen.
As you...
I pull out a
as you-
dagger.
Strangely,
The rock is here.
as you
actually.
as you're checking her pulse, you look at Ellen. She still has heterochromia.
Yeah.
You got 2 different eyeballs, got 2 different hair colors.
You actually do notice, as you're like looking at Elle closer, you've seen before that her hair has different streaks. Something about her follicles is quite strange. You actually see that underneath, like in her on her cheeks with the torchlight in here, it's kind of sometimes there are shadows that are cast. You actually see that while there are like a tiny amount of freckles or blemishes, like tiny changes in the skin, they're not even uniform on the sides. Like one of these over here are more of a slight brown oval, and these ones are a little bit paler, closer to skin tone, but are of no regular shape. So like she has just mismatched little pieces.
Can I run a test on you?
Yes.
This will be painful.
Okay. Sure.
Could you please lay your hands on the table? I'm gonna pull out a dagger.
Oh no, I was kidding.
Let's do this.
I'm gonna prick.
5-finger fillet.
I'm gonna prick the left hand index finger.
Are you testing if I have 2 different blood types in different halves of my body?
It hurt. Elle, it hurts a little bit.
I'm gonna
Ow.
take the blood out. I'm gonna take a little blood.
Huh?
Drawing blood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a vial. I'm
Take a
gonna put
point
the
of
blood
damage,
in.
by the way.
Remember
Elle.
when we were...
Yeah.
1 point of damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna take out a quill and
I'll
mark
have
a
it.
label and say this is left hand L blood, and then do the same thing on the right hand. Right hand L blood.
Sure. Also, with your math 20, just to show you, it's not consistent. She's random splotches all over.
It's
just,
not-
like, slightly different. No, like her hair, where it's just different sections.
I will say this.
Skin is the same.
I did ask how I am, and
What
yeah.
was that we were talking about with wizards that have a loose moral compass?
You think a wizard made me?
No,
Mom isn't
I'm
a
saying the
wizard.
wizard that was
You know
just stabbing.
Yeah, but if Mimi goes off the rails, she probably won't kill me because she's kind of had it inherent,
Oh.
like taught to her whole life to not kill me.
I think you're supposed to get
So-
going.
Yeah, I think so.
We're over here doing bloodletting.
We're trying to figure out how I have 2 moms.
Aren't you supposed to be meeting the princess?
Yeah, we
Yeah, I'll
probably
go
should
tell
do
her
it.
I'll
I'm an
go-
Edric horror.
I'll go fetch
I wonder if she's gonna have like
Edric horror.
a white
Eldritch.
knight on a big fancy horse.
I would love to see that with a big banner.
You're gonna take care of.
Oh.
Are you
And
bringing
trumpet players.
Tenebris?
Yes, I'm bringing
We have 3 horses. We'll bring
Cinemas.
I assume you're bringing
Merlin.
You've
the wagon.
you've purchased a wagon.
Purchased a
We
wagon.
already
We don't have
had
a
a
wagon.
You had a wagon that's gone.
Oh.
Or do you? It can be the same wagon. You just
No, I think
we
we
let
let
Travis
wagon.
you bought a new wagon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do we have the horses?
A little bit larger. Yeah.
Merlin and Rita?
We could have just bought 2 identical
We
horses.
got 3 horses, Merlin, Rhea, and then I have my Tenebris.
You have a new wagon, but it's a little bit nicer.
Are you
Heading
gonna drive
out. I'm gonna miss you guys. I'll keep the place clean and I'll watch all the workers so that none of them do any pilfering.
Oh,
Thanks,
don't
buddy.
enter my room. I didn't clean it.
Remember to lock the doors before you go to bed.
No, I've already caught up with Mr. Book. That's a joke. Oh no!
How'd you know the name, Yosef?
we all talk about it
Talked
during
about it multiple
Out loud.
times.
Yeah, we
No.
read it together.
Thor,
Just kidding.
we can do more bloodletting this
Stop.
morning.
Would you like me to cast an arcane lock on your book?
Yes.
You owe me 25 gold pieces.
Okay.
I cast knock knock.
And now it can only be opened with a certain gesture or by damage.
Or with
Oh,
knock.
do you want to guess what gesture?
I don't
Open
know.
it. Yeah.
double middle. You have to hold it with your knees so you can double
Double
burn
middle
it.
finger. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it later.
Making your
I'm just
way
breaking up
out
the-
of the warehouse,
Okay.
past the daring duelist, over towards the gate district. Now, I mean, I'm curious. Are you? So you probably have during downtime already. You've checked in with Adon to make sure he's aware of what you're doing. He's written up the paperwork and sent this over to the castle. It is all approved. Unsurprisingly, there was quick approval for the funds to pay for you to all both escort her. So the actual quest is to escort her to the city known as the Runehold, far to the north,
And from?
and from.
Okay.
However, the method was described roughly in the contract that you were to be going there. Specifically, it was on foot and by ferry, by boat, to make your way to the Runehold, and then the return trip has any particular means.
It's been a long time since we took a ferry.
You have to get on a boat.
I've never been on a ferry. That
It's
should
a
be
river.
fun.
It's in a river.
You've never been on a ferry?
No.
That's fair.
Yeah.
E.
Oh,
Thorn rolls his eyes in the back of his head.
all right.
You do too fast, you black out.
As you begin approaching the west gate,
Are you good at animals?
I am.
a woman stands
No.
somewhat excitedly in the road. You can see maybe a little bit of a nervous habit as she just is gently tapping one of her arms. She kind of is looking around at the passersby. She starts to beam before looking at the companion she's standing with, dropping her face a little bit more sullen. Continues looking around. You see Jam. She stands with a simple leather piece over her normal dress and a small dark brown cloak that has been pulled up over her head just to keep her somewhat obscured here. But you can just faintly see the shine of her earrings underneath the hood. As you all are approaching, you see a familiar man. Well, maybe not so much familiar, but someone you've seen once before. You see a man with golden eyes, now armed with a large blade on his back, blackened leather armor with large studs. You see Tiburon the Watcher for the first time since High Lord Stanley Branson's party
This.
for the Sunshower Gala.
Hang on, I have it in my notes.
There's too many blondes immediately. This town's only big
Yes,
enough for two of them.
You can't help but notice he has similar his short hair, which has been pushed, sort of like slicked back, it's this white gray blonde, just like Ismini.
Watch out, Tiburon the Watcher is in my notes.
So
Yeah, we pissed
is this
him off.
stick in the mud?
This
coming
is who
with
you
us?
saw.
And we-
20.
Yes, Silas was stared down by him before Silas saved Noah O'Brien. You will keep her safe on this journey.
Are you accompanying us?
No. My duties with the consortium shall
We
keep
all
me
loudly
here.
go.
I'm standing
Callister,
there. Watcher.
we both know that our organizations are not exactly on kind terms, but your recent efforts have endeared me somewhat to allow for the approval of this excursion from the city walls.
Would the yes have been easier if a talented mage didn't go?
It would have been easier to follow, to allow your ward. He looks over towards Princess Josephine here, keeping it somewhat subtle here. It would have been easier were I to allow her from my sight, without someone who defies our code in the way that your family does.
I call it a flourish.
The lady wishes to see some of the extent of her kingdom, as well as our neighbors to the west and north. I hope that your trip will be much more boring than she is hoping for.
I'll keep it that way.
Alive and unblemished.
Question?
Speak.
Said unblemished.
What if she gets a sunburn?
Pimples happen. Just curious. Can't control that.
You're an odd sort of jester. You know that.
At least he doesn't bleach his hair.
Do you like jokes? I don't think he likes jokes.
Doesn't.
Know that the eyes of the Fundati Consortium are many and are everywhere. Ensure that none among you act untoward with her. He bows his head to Jam. My lady. Looks at all of you, looks at the plain wagon you've brought. Fanfare would have been more dangerous. I respect this.
Totally, we planned it.
Yeah, that was the reason.
We're very competent.
9 protect you all.
Summer's blessings.
May the 9 be with you.
We lift up our 9.
We lift them up to the 9.
May Sahedi Moonbow's moonbeams land upon your doorstep.
Elven prayers are too wordy. He's gonna start strutting off. As you walk away, you've actually seen him one other time, very early in the campaign.
Whenever we were leaving that
From the-
apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we did.
Yeah, give this to Victoria.
No, I know him.
I remember that.
Trust me.
Do you remember when they were like consortium business
No.
and we were like,
No, keep it. I just like that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Just looking out and be like, oh fuck.
I remember like going down with
I
the
think I had
fellas.
like a block of text about his sword before. It's got
Yes.
harsh angles and it doesn't match his equipment. It's got this strange sort of bronze trim to it,
We can-
despite blackened armor.
We
Fun
can talk
fact.
about the Watchers later.
you
Okay.
can't join the consortium without losing your sense of humor.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And they,
Leave
you know
your
what they do?
humor and your chill at the
Yeah.
door.
You know what
And
they
you
do?
have to start bleaching
Yeah.
dramatically
You also have
all
a
the
stick
time.
firmly rammed up there.
Yeah.
Could we please, could we go just far? I have so much to want to say, but maybe a little further.
Not here? Do you want to get in the wagon?
Oh, he can hear for quite some
I
time.
know. They're.
But you can still get.
Let's go
Goodbye,
ahead. and
Tiburon. At this point, Tiburon's far. Kind of looking over. He's probably about 150, 200 feet in like a decent streets.
Can't believe that guy didn't
Let's
like
go get
jokes.
in line at the gate. There's usually a line this time of day.
Not for exiting. You're just gonna be fine
Okay.
here. There's people who watch
We
for
can
like
get in the wagon and,
yeah,
and go.
hopping on the wagon. Who is taking the reins?
I don't have my driver's license.
So you only one person is saddled. Everyone else is on the
That's
wagon
me, yeah.
or walking.
It's your horse.
It's mine. I claimed him.
3 people
I'll
are
sit
able
up
to
with
sit in
you.
the front.
Are you good at animal handling?
Yeah.
She's got a higher wisdom than I
2
do.
or 3 people in the
But yeah.
front. I just want to know your general traveling orders. You got Jam. Where's Jam?
Jam and I will be getting the wagon.
2 of you get in the wagon. 2 of you sitting in the front of the wagon. You're riding your horse.
Yeah.
Ralnor perks up, having woken up when you and Jam get in the back, and immediately comes and just presses himself very flat near some of the supplies here and just kind of looking. Ralnor doesn't really know Jam.
Prestidigitate a wooden horse and hand it, and then do another one and hand it to Jam.
Oh.
He really likes eating magic.
That's fascinating.
I don't know if the horses are a preference. It's a theme.
Could wait? Would she takes her hands, folds them over, muttering a couple of brief words. Presentation to the cantrip. You've
Yeah.
seen her do.
I know she can do magic.
Pulls it back. It's the same horse with a little tiny wooden horn. It's a unicorn.
Oh,
No, I
like
have to do
unicorns.
I need you to do me a favor, Victoria. Roll a d20. On a 15 plus, or sorry, on a 5 or less, he hates unicorns.
16.
He devours this little wooden unicorn.
The horns.
Quickly,
Of course.
quickly excited, and is now fully just sitting. You know, your new person sitting close but not touching
Yeah.
the new
Is
person
he
yet.
barking?
He's just barking.
Bark.
But you sitting here as you pull out, making your way towards the bulwark, out towards Tayrilla. Finally, Jam eases up. I'm free.
You're out.
It has been. Gosh. I was just a little girl the last time I was out of the walls of the city.
Do you want to learn how to sneak into a bullet pin?
No.
Oh, what? I'm sorry, what?
It looks like this.
You start telling the story of the bullet pin. She is white. She's it's the bullet. You prestidigitate a little cute bullet. It's so cute.
But it's really big and it will kill you.
It will try to
But we
eat
have powerful magics.
She
Did you bring a weapon?
She reaches over to the side, and you see again this little loop like on her belt. And as she reaches over and begins pulling, she draws out. It's not a bag of holding, but it is a small. There's a small pocket dimension she has for her sword, drawing out her little weapon, a little silver rapier.
So I'm guessing you're not going to need. I'm going to start reaching my bag. The thing? No, you don't want it? I can keep it. I bought it as a gift for you,
Oh, this
but
is unkind. I just want to talk.
I
with
pull out a
everyone.
boomerang.
What is that?
It's called the Loyal Friend.
You have friends
always
with
comes
a
back.
weapon?
No, it came with the name.
They come from down under.
But I bought it. It was the only thing I bought at the insane
They're from
magic shop we
Barbados.
went to before we killed Zarathal.
It's a
So I've been
magic-
holding on to it for a long time.
As you begin, you throw the boomerang.
Yeah.
Throwing it, it's lands on the ground and begin at about equal pace, following behind the cart. Does it like following?
I really do not know, but I thought you would like it.
It's so cute.
I spent
I like
a
the
weird
little
amount of
blue
gold on
stripe.
it. Yeah. It always comes back, so.
I was so worried. Everything I've heard, Father and Otto have been.
Just ignore us.
The castle has been in such disarray. You just riding your horse,
I guess it's more like this usually, right?
Laurentius.
Huh? What?
It's good to see you again.
Good jam. You too.
I'm gonna throw the boomerang at you, Thorn.
Better keep a round or space between you.
I mean, leave
Oh,
space.
man.
That's
leave,
another natural 20 for me.
leave space for
The
the, nine.
princess goes beat red.
I didn't make any
Watching
promises. The Watcher.
Your
Separate-
heart is as black as your horse.
Separate tents.
It's actually purple.
Okay?
I've been grumbling since we
Separate
left.
tents.
I can't
I
hear
mean,
anything.
when you say that, she goes, "Is that true?"
I have no idea.
We can find out.
May we never find out.
We could find out. She's been really. She like took my blood
I'm
earlier.
so excited. As she begins, she pulls out this little scroll case. Are you excited? I've not been on an adventure. We did summer in Ladria in the Vorax Empire when I was 7, 8 years.
Morax. Issel is way better.
She begins unfurling a
You're not
map
from the Vorax Empire.
of Gren, a map of the kingdoms of the continent itself. So what I had in mind is we would take this western road, and if we go, it's not terribly far to make it to Carcosa, where there's a small. I have the Lord there. He's a relative of mine. He's absolutely delightful, and I've written to him in advance. They've secured one of the ships, one of the ferries there, and we can take the Heartstring River all the way up to Calberth.
That sounds fun.
We're going to.
You'll be okay on the boat,
We're going
right?
to Calvert?
Yes, Calberth itself is often a gathering place for all sorts of participants in the Tournament of Blades.
I've
and
never
I thought
been to Calberth. Let's go.
I've only been once.
Now,
Your face. Are you okay?
she,
Are you freaking out?
but of course, you don't have to participate in the tournament if you'd prefer to.
I already said this to the rest of them earlier. If I don't participate in the tournament, I'm going to die.
We made a
I
bet on
so
it. We have to
desperately-
participate.
You can
If
participate in the
if
tournament.
I don't sponsor someone, there's this tournament itself is held in a number of arenas, but they all have these special places for seating. And if you don't sponsor someone, people are constantly coming over and asking for your favor. and I only have so many handkerchiefs.
Well, you give out your handkerchiefs?
I have one.
Freely.
I know.
No, we
but
gave that up.
it also
No, we can't use
we
it
had to
anymore.
we had to go on like a giant hunt to get it.
Yeah, we agreed to not use it anymore. So you used to
Remember we had to leave the plane?
Would you? No, you've met Jam once before, I believe.
Yeah.
Miss Celithros, I would love to hear. Elle, would you tell the story of the wolf?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to hear it.
I would too.
I would love to hear the story from my summer sister's point of view.
Clella, if you want, you can save. You don't. If you'd like a performance check,
I will make the performance check.
Would you like me to save you, Clella, from role playing?
I'm getting
this?
bullied.
I was getting into it already. I came up with an entire story.
Why didn't you do
Wait,
it?
do you want to do it? She would love that. Do you want to tell this story?
Ismini's so much better at
No,
storytelling.
no, tell me your role, and I'll roll into this.
It's performance.
Yeah.
That would be an 11.
I see
Elle
two
starts
numbers
telling
on there. That's not
the
bad.
story as it happened, but kind of cleanly. There's some weird nerves going on. I don't know why Elle seems a little bit nervous here.
It's like a Marvel TV show. Like, there's so much violence, but there's no blood.
A little flush there.
Victoria, if you'd like Ismini to interject.
We head into the woods, thick and blanketed with fog. A stag jumps out, wild-eyed and angry, lunging towards the party. We parry it back, blasting it with magic and sword. We come across a mighty war elephant
Oh my god.
and recruit it to our cause, riding atop it valiantly into battle with a small goblin man and a valiant frog knight at our side. This frog named Fodland was our dear, precious ally in these dark moments as we fought against beast and demon. The fight ends. Magics were clouding the goblin's mind as he came to our side and helped us. We found the great treetop city of Tayrilla. There, wood elves live in harmony with nature. But it was just a moment of reprieve as we must continue to search for the great wolf Scobrin. We delve further into the woods, finding
At this point, she's fully clutching the arm of. Oh wait, who's close? Elle.
Yeah.
Fully on Elle's arm. Listening. So she's in so much suspense.
We follow these
Kinda
yellow
breaks.
fletched arrows deeper and deeper into the wood, and we come across a mighty battle between hunter and wolf. And strange monstrosities not from this plane. As we fight, we notice a shift in Scobrin. Not enemy, but ally.
At this point, she's tearing up just a little bit.
We bring down these evil interlopers from outside our plane. And the hold on Scobrin breaks.
She's just really excited. The grip loosens.
Curious after the fight, we follow this great beast further into the woods until it's not our woods anymore. But somewhere else, somewhere more magical, more mystical, the Feywild itself.
Tell her about
And
the naked fairies.
And as we enter this
Oh, that's my favorite part.
I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. At this point,
I keep going.
and you keep going, and at this point, the princess overwhelmed, and then they find and rescue all of the people that Scobrin had protected. She gets so excited, so into it, realizes what she's doing, lets go of Illilie, scoots 2 round lower spaces apart.
And my bard came out in that moment.
This is Meanie.
Yeah.
Bard
This
is
is Meanie. Absolutely,
Chris
in
is
another
showing.
life, would have been a spectacular, an extraordinary bard.
Catch me next week.
One of Gliara's level.
Ooh. Wrong bard. I know.
We've had a lot of bards.
Been a lot of bards.
She could have
Very
been a
great.
Glitterboom, a Merix, a Hammerborn. She would be up there with the greats.
She could have been on the Silver Dawn.
Could I have been a bardian?
But excitedly
Unfortunately,
sharing these stories.
The wizard life called you, huh?
Right, but I have finally let go of my utter fixation on the Watcher. That was all I needed to stop muttering under my breath. I'm gonna fight him in the streets.
It's the blonde magic thing. They don't like each other. You can stab him.
Now, I'm curious. She has a suggestion to how to get there. You don't have to take that. I can help you with other routes if you'd like.
We want to make the princess happy.
It's her first trip.
It's her first big trip. If she came with a map and an itinerary and places she wants to go,
I've never been
let's just
anywhere
follow it.
without
Yeah.
just taking to see.
If we want to on the way home, we could stop by Tayrilla.
Are we sure that this path is still available? What with like the storms that have been going on?
His Highness has spent quite no small sum from the treasury on restoring most of the roads. We should absolutely be fine. Both the King's Road and the Westerly Road, both should be in ship shape.
Okay.
Or I suppose wagon shape would be more accurate at this time.
It's our second wagon, so.
I'll take point. I'll go up ahead a little bit just to make sure everything's
Sure, and we're not
Clear-ish.
doing every day here. We don't have to worry so much about this.
And I'd like to reassure her that we are camping out naturally. We're not using any Mordecai's magnificent mansions. We're not doing any tiny huts. We
We're
are
going
camping.
We're going to lay
You're making
under
us
the stars.
Yes.
on the ground.
I'll show you how to map them.
those delicious stars. I mean, sorry.
Wait,
I'm sorry, what was that?
wait. Jam, I have a very sincere question. How much do you think a loaf of bread costs? Because this was so hard.
I suppose it depends on the sort of baker that you've requisitioned. Most of the time, a half penny, a copper piece. But if you were looking for something, I'm particularly a fan.
You're so
of the
much more brilliant than I'll
curled-
ever be. Thank you. I thought it cost 3 gold. The first
My
time I left
goodness.
home.
If you were to get some sort of fine, they make sort of large, fine pastries for feasting halls. That would
This
be
is why Ismini came with me. It wasn't that long ago.
Despite what some may say, my brother's encouragement to make sure that I've learned about how our subjects live. She kind of catches herself saying that the people of Eltz live is important.
I don't think it's wrong to use the right terminology.
Elle looks Ismini in the eye and says, calls her a monarchist.
You have a. I hate to say this, but whoever wears the crown holds a duty to the people.
You don't have to follow a path set for you.
Connor.
You don't have to rebel against it either.
It's true, if you are happy with your lot in life, you can accept it, roll over, and do nothing but be another noble.
Is that what you think I'm doing?
No, because I think you're here.
There's some odd tension there.
Yes, Miss Celatharos, I would love to talk to you about the map here. You said
I don't know if
as
we're
you-
political disagreement.
as you guys push further, you pass through Tayrilla on this first day. You hear beautiful songs being sung out and played on all sorts of instruments by the Tayrillans.
I echo back.
You join in with the tunes. Jam fully, like, big goober eyes tearing up with how exciting it is to hear that.
Wave into the woods.
9 blessings to you all. It is wonderful to see my...
You can start with salooning.
May the Moon Mother shine upon all of us.
Yeah, they'll appreciate it.
We have wonderful neighbors.
Yeah.
You push further out, and the trip is calm. You go past Tayrilla. You see some these familiar towns as you push west. Further, not as far north as you went before. You're heading in a more direct path to a particular location here. As you push through the gentle rolling hills, telling stories, pointing out at a particular cave you pass through one of these smaller villages that there's now an underground tavern that has been pushed down there, that has been built there by a goblin you once met. Pushing further past, you eventually find a fork that you once traversed, a break in the road, and go down a new path. Signs pointing towards Galeport, a city on the coast. But you, rather than heading towards the coast, kind of keep parallel, still more than a day's journey north of the coastline itself. The road is calm, the checkpoints steady, passing through. Not people taking taxes at most of the ones that you pass, but instead people simply asking for a name. Is the name Defiant Smiles given, or would one of you prefer to be the one who speaks up?
We could just say the Smiles are on business.
Smiles. It's okay. Things are noted. One of these checkpoints, as you were approaching, there's a particularly excited moment with Miss Jam, as she points out, I just remembered. Back at the trial, there was a hill giant.
I'm never going to live this down.
No,
She absolutely begins asking about why you had greased a giant.
I had been away from home for like 3 weeks.
Elle read the Troll Under the Bridge stories as a child.
Yeah, my uncle was really into the stories.
12 crows burst from a nearby bush, bursting out at you.
Exactly. Sometimes you have reflexes, and they're not good.
You fully kill 2 birds with one spell.
I need to stop and gather
Mage
some
hand dinner.
materials.
Are we going to eat a crow?
I'm a vegetarian.
I mean, sometimes
So-
when you say stuff, you gotta.
I don't remember if that was canon before. Was it not?
You absolutely have eaten a lot of meat.
You've eaten so much bacon.
All my PCs are vegetarians. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm a
You
vegetarian.
make a
now.
vegetarian?
Sometimes they're pescatarians.
You watch a bird explode and decide, I'm good on meat, at least for now.
I'm taking a hiatus.
Meat break.
Yeah.
It's kind of comical, really. It's just like a puff of feathers.
I'm a comical character.
Squawk dismisses himself into nothing.
It's actually kind of similar, the two puffs.
Squawk doesn't explode into a cloud of feathers.
Except for when he does explode.
He literally
When he
does
gets
all the
burnt
time.
by someone.
Do you have any times your bird has been shot a lot? Yeah, this one time we chased this guy on rooftops.
You continue. I'm assuming there's a lot of this trap. You show the princess a
Roasting.
little bit of camping.
I only tell the stories in which I didn't roll in that one.
The first camping night, she absolutely struggles waking up in the following morning. I don't believe I can turn my neck anymore. Why do people do this?
Do you want to?
Why does anyone camp?
The key is 30 full minutes of stretching. And also, it's
I must
terrible.
find my center.
Release your feelings to the force. You'll be fine.
I've heard that some, instead of meditate, yell.
Actually, one time.
There are some.
She's far too embarrassed to do yelling therapy, but
But we tell her about it.
yeah, you tell her. The big thing is, you're telling her these stories of your adventures. Maybe in the evening after you went, something's being cooked over the fire. There's a little bit of swordplay practice that happens there. She even asks to see some demonstrations of the different magics here in the party. It's been a few days. You're pushing back. You finally reach the border to Eltz. A great wall built along the western reaches here, extending to the south, likely to the coast, and then to the north up until it hits a mountain range that keeps keeps things relatively secure here. You were quickly able to push through, make it past this final checkpoint, and find yourself no longer in Eltz, but in the Vorux Empire. It is not long. It's not far, as far as you know, next 2 days or so, before you shall arrive at your first destination, the city of Carcosa. It's a small town. You know what? Can I get a group history check? We haven't rolled a full 4 check in a while, I feel like.
Are you kidding me?
Is that another natty?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's accurate for Thorn right there.
Natural 20 for a...
29.
Oh.
History check?
History check?
Yeah, that's the highest I can go.
Oh, you beat her on history. Okay.
I have a plus 11 to this.
29.
Give me
-2.
Give me another 20.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
That's number
Victoria. Carcosa is a
3
city.
for A, but one didn't count.
It's a medium-sized. It's a smaller city, big village, whatever you want to call it. It has a local. There's a Varuxi lord, a noble who rules over the city known as Lord Hyattberry. Now, what you know about it with that crazy roll is essentially that it was relatively wealthy due to a silver mine, but the silver mines have been inactive for better part of a decade or so. Jev is happy to add, well, they sort of... Lord Hyattberry is a kind man who helps his people, but he does somewhat sit upon his silver fortune like a dragon to his hoard.
Apt for a Varrox noble. Wait, you said you were related?
In
I
a
know-
manner of speaking,
Elts and the
My-
Varrox have a history.
Prince Octavian, his mother, was a Ronite lady. The Merchant Empire to the east is longtime friends with our kingdom, and she bore, of course, my elder brother. She kind of gives a little prayer to her, what would essentially be her. I don't know what the word would be for.
Stepmom?
I
Kind
guess it's like would have been a stepmom, but literally died before you were born.
Yeah.
But Lord Sandros, Lord Hyattberry, excuse me, Sandros is a distant cousin of her. Her daughter Cordelia is an absolute delight, a rose among the garden.
Oh.
Yes, she's so incredibly sweet and charming, and she's a bit of a poet.
Oh.
And, well, her father is okay with indulging her interests, and he's a kind man, as I said. It is close to nightfall when you notice it, Thorn, having been leading the party. In the road, not a boulder, but this strange box broken off to its side, a fine, noble wagon. Wheels shattered, now leaving its rear point almost pointing upwards into the air at an awkward angle. Further forward still, you see a horse strewn about, its legs splayed as it lies dead. A few men as well scattered throughout the scene, as in the back of the wagon currently the princess is chatting up, talking about around there. Now, what exactly
I'll
is
turn
this
and-
lizard?
Turn
Big
and say, "Oh, hold on. There's something going on. There's something wrong." And I'm gonna cast dancing lights and just light up the area.
Yeah, what would have been like around sunset, getting like dusk. Boom, boom, boom. You quickly generate a whole mess of light here. You see before you, it looks like there are a total of 4 horses, 2 that were attached to the wagon, 2 that were individually rode, and it looks to be around half a dozen men who lie dead in the road, probably 100 feet in front of you. So you still have space and time here.
Any arrows stuck in them?
Give me a perception check,
Can we also, I assume we're stopping the wagon.
if you'd like.
I think we should stop the wagon.
Perception. 13.
A 13. You don't actually see arrows from where you are, but you can see wounds, but you can't make them. You need to get close and make like a medicine check,
Alright.
or at least look at them closer.
I'll get
Do you
off.
get horses in the road?
I'm gonna.
4 total, 2 to the wagon. Yes.
Yeah,
No.
I
Literally,
also-
yes. That's the reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off Tenebris and approach the scene.
All right. Is anyone staying with the wagon?
I'll
Stay with the wagon.
go with him.
I'll approach as well.
Should I stay with you, Lady Callister?
That'd probably be for the best.
She keeps her hand close to her belt,
Yeah.
where her weapon is magically stored.
Stay within 30 feet of me.
She's saying, okay. She's basically sitting close to the back of the wagon so she can quickly hop up if she needs to. The 3 of you head away. Ralnor sort of nervously chittering in the back of the wagon, standing near the princess. As you approach further, you don't hear any sounds, any large obvious sounds. Faint wind rustles the leaves on these bright, these healthy trees that kind of loom over the road ever so slightly, giving you still, however, enough clearance to still see up into the sky a waxing crescent high above, obscured by the mists. You see, with those dancing lights much easier, you can see that there are these weird pockmarks on the different, on the horses, and what looks to have been the armed men here. You see that near each of the horses are two men who have been partially disrobed from the waist up, that have been, like you can see some under chainmail, but it doesn't look like a full kit. Like they've been field stripped of their equipment. They also appear to not have their weapon, but they have sheaths. Give me. Looking around a little bit more, you can see there's a wagon, there's the horses, and there are dead soldiers here, like mercenaries, bodyguard type of folks. What are you doing while you're here? Help me.
Do they?
The pockmarks, do they look like singed like burns, or is it more like
They look like some sort of hole or
acid?
wound. Give me a medicine check as you're getting close there.
Shit.
And as he's rolling that, what were you asking, Clella?
So you said soldiers and mercenaries, looking to see if there's something different about the two that were field stripped, or if I can identify if they were wearing like a particular like uniform.
Make an investigation check, and you have advantage in this roll, but I can't explain why without ruining the check.
Okay, I'm not super good at investigation.
7.
So I'm gonna go to this medicine check, and then I'm gonna go to you, Amanda,
Okay.
because I want all of y'all in this.
Yeah.
Medicine check.
7.
7. 7 hits the minimum DC. These guys had something stabbed into them and then removed.
Okay.
Could be like looks like maybe a spear, a bolt of an arrow, a long thin weapon. There's a semicircular hole.
Okay.
Or a somewhat circular hole.
Cool.
Do I see any disturbed like brush around where I can see people have come out?
Give me a survival check for that. See, all of you guys naturally do asking for different things. I love this.
Nice.
Don't tell me your result quite yet. Keep that one.
I rolled so poorly.
What was your investigation check?
With advantage.
With
I
advantage.
rolled an 8. I rolled a 4 and a 5 on the die.
The big thing you can tell
Here,
though.
do you want to just do it? Roll a different die.
I'll take it.
Are you sure?
Roll another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll another one.
Inspirations are meant to be spent. I give them out freely because you guys aren't hoarding them.
Cocked.
For future reference, you would only roll one die, but just
I'm just gonna roll one then. 11.
okay. 11 is good. 'Cause
Above
you
it.
hit the minimum DC for the first piece of information. There are 2 knights and a small collection of footmen that are here.
Okay, the knights are field stripped.
The knights here have red, so this flat red sort of clothing that is tabards and such, but you can't help but notice the obvious signs of a profile view of a red dragon's head. These people are wearing the colors of the Vorux Empire. This is likely some sort of Voruxy important person.
So someone definitely took something for a disguise, is what I'm guessing. Cool.
Wait, what?
Because I thought they took their armor.
No, they still have their clothing.
Oh.
Looking at them, you rolled really, really poorly.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not wearing full knight's armor. They're just wearing partial knight armor. Their saddles have also been ripped apart on those 2 horses specifically.
They've been looted. Essentially.
But very specifically loaded.
Yeah.
Yes, you do notice that there are a number of there are some like masterwork longbows across some of these footmen here, and you do find that these people still have pouches of coins with them.
So they're looking for something.
Yeah.
Something only a knight would have.
Or someone from the Vorax.
What was your roll for the survival
Over
check?
24.
24. I want to tell you a bunch of things that maybe some folks missed. First, you see
Maybe.
the foot. You see, looking around here, you're not seeing really footprints at first at all for anyone besides the folks that are here. But then you notice, well, most of the road here has these nice rocks here that are obscuring it. There's a small patch of mud here that reveals a very slender boot print, not matching what you'd see here. Something else was here. Someone else was here. Looking through the brush here, you notice that on one side, on the northern side of the road, it looks like several people emerged from the brush. Though with a minimum amount of damage, they were either extremely skilled, or by the time that most of them emerged, they weren't in a state of danger or chaos. So it's hard to tell. Maybe they came through after the fight, or maybe they came through and are really good at not disturbing the brush.
I have
What,
an insane idea.
Where are we, like, in reference to, like, from else? Like, north, south?
Far west.
Okay.
You've been traveling west, a little bit north of west.
Got it.
I have an insane idea.
Traveling at
Okay.
like 3:30 on the clock.
We
Yeah.
set up camp.
Here? Okay, sure.
It's insane, but if you guys are really concerned about catching the person that did it, set up camp near where it happened.
Oh,
It's meaning you have good instincts.
the wagon. Someone, at least one person, did go into the covered carriage, the closed carriage. But you guys haven't opened up in there, so you're not
Do you
sure
think it's
quite
common
what's
should
for
open there.
people that have already looted a place to come back to it?
If they're watching this portion of the road.
Not
They
if they
were
were
normal-
after something specific and they got it.
Can you find any? You
Can we
said you
open the
found,
inside
found
of
a
the
track,
covered
right?
carriage?
Can we try to follow those tracks? See where they lead?
Yes, that would be something you could attempt to
Yeah.
do.
Could we open the
Pulling
carriage?
this open, you see what looks to be. There are two figures within the carriage. You can see that it looks to be one of them is a deceased humanoid figures. One of them, looking closely, is a water genasi man. Similar injuries, fine clothing here. You see a long gold chain with a huge sapphire at the end of it, at the bottom of it. Does not look to be magical, but looks quite valuable. Got some rings on his fingers as well. And sitting across from him is another figure looking like those knights that has been similarly stripped. This one here is a half-orc man, though the rest of the soldiers and warriors have been human. Looking in here, you see that a bunch of the paneling looks to have been ripped off from inside of the actual wagon. You can see just things have been ripped off from what I keep saying wagon. I'm meaning carriage. It's like a princess noble style fancy carriage. Things have been ripped off. Pieces of it on the inside have been pulled and damaged and removed.
Let me know if anybody wants to trade spaces with me.
You can also nebulously just say this is happening.
Yeah, I
for the
can go
war.
back to protect.
so I can
Cam
just
and
do a
let you.
detect magic on the area.
Because you're a better investigation.
Vroom,
and I'm
vroom,
rolling
vroom,
shit.
Magically, looking around here, the only thing you find is that the knights seem to have been carrying an object known as an ever-burning torch. It is essentially a torch that can be lit and dismissed. It can only be dismissed. You have to douse it in water.
I specifically want to check the nobleman. I assume is a nobleman inside
Yes,
the carriage.
clearly is a nobleman.
I'm like going to search him for any identifying signet rings or handkerchiefs, anything monogrammed, anything with house
I need you
sigil.
make me a quick luck check.
15.
Okay, I really actually kind of like this. Looking around, you notice that he has. I'm gonna just tell you this obviously because how it looks when you actually go close. As you begin looking over his fingers, you notice that he has a number of these fine gold rings. You see another one, this platinum double band that actually you would prevent him from fully closing even that hand. He has another ring finger, which looks like it's actually got a very clear, obvious difference between the dark blue-green skin of the water genasi,
A ring was taken.
and there was a missing ring. However, on his opposite hand, you do find a signet ring. This is of House Atala. House Atala is a Voruxi family, relatively minor, but given your particular feature, I'm not going to make you roll off for this.
Cool. Thank you. Backgrounds. They come in handy.
Every once in a while,
I try to force my
This
background
person
humanity.
appears to, as you're looking in here though, this person does have a slightly different wound than some of the others, and you can see still where the wound is in that the man is holding a dagger that is pressed low into his belly, precisely placed.
It makes it look like he killed himself.
You don't get that impression. It looked like his hand with the dagger was grabbed and he
And
was
shoved
stabbed.
with it. Yeah.
Is there anything else, other checks you'd like to make while you're here, Ismini? Back at the, well, Victoria's thinking, back at the wagon. I don't like this. Who would attack someone on the roads?
Many different
Yes.
reasons for that.
Bandits.
There's so
brigands,
many-
people looking for things.
There's so many soldiers.
Desperate people. Lots of people.
There's lots of reasons to attack a nobleman traveling.
Something should be done.
That's why it's better to travel how we are. Not lavish.
I simply didn't want to be met with pomp and circumstance in every village we traveled to. I wanted to talk with folks, like that nice baker a few villages back. Victoria, is there anything you want to do while you're here?
Squawk. I'm squawking.
I need squawk. This is not an intentional action, but I'm going to allow it. Make me a stealth check with squawk.
Seven.
You send Squawk out into the sky, going to look. What is your order for Squawk? And are you looking through his eyes?
Yeah.
Then you can make a perception check if you'd like.
8. I rolled bad. I rolled a 2.
I infected you.
As you're kind of again looking around, trying to find things. I do feel guilty every time this happens.
I have one more cast of squawk left.
I'm glad you do, because you were shunted as Squawk poofs with an 8.
Into feathers.
He does poof into feathers. Thank you, Alex.
Like we said.
Like we said, poofs. Probably traveling like 100 or so feet above. Would you say it? Is that a fair and reasonable guess? It is dusk. You guys are. What is everyone's passive perception? I'll make it.
Twilight.
It's
It's twilight. It's another word
It
for
is
dusk.
twilight.
Yeah.
16.
18.
15.
Is this passive?
In 18. Here's what I'm gonna say. Passive perception. is what I was asking.
Oh, I shouldn't speak up.
I will just ask Amanda. Was Mycelia Salathros watching the bird as it flew up above with your night vision, dark vision? You watch as an arrow pierces the bird,
Everyone
coming
prepare.
further from the north.
Okay.
What is happening? Should we?
You wanted an adventure?
Yeah.
Just be careful.
They
Now's
killed.
the time to be brave.
Jam's super brave.
Ready to fuck shit up?
Whoever it is killed Squawk.
Squad comes back.
Squawk is not
Just
probably like
FYI.
that.
Where is everyone moving to? Where are we at?
I'm gonna.
I have to go back and drive the cart forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on Tenebris and
Ooh, are we
Cinemas.
moving?
north, right?
North.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Slow,
north.
medium, fast. Are you staying? Are you getting off the road?
Can I see the back of the wagon, like legs hanging
Or
off?
the direction that Maya said.
I'm moving slow.
You won't be able to get the wagon there. So if you want to go there, you have to leave the wagon.
We don't have anything valuable in the wagon besides.
Yeah, you
that.
you brought supplies.
We can just kind
We
of
can leave
push
the
it
wagon.
near
Sure.
towards like the edge of the road. So it's
Sure,
not
sure.
blocking
Tie
the road.
Tenebris to it, and then we'll head off.
Tenebris will watch the wagon.
Totally, yeah.
Princess
Good
draws
rest.
her sword and tentatively, cautiously steps with the defiant smiles.
Pull our swords out.
Stay within 30 feet, princess.
Yes.
Be stealthy.
You all
30.
Stay within.
Be.
Yeah.
Can we go as quietly as possible?
Let's all make group stealth checks.
Wait, before you do, I'm gonna cast
Oh!
Pass Without a Trace.
I was hoping you would say that.
Yes!
I love it.
Okay, so is it plus 10 to all of
Never
these
had
rolls?
this come up.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm really glad
Do
you
we
did
have
that.
a disease?
We have a disease, and this is gonna be
And you
Reinor.
infected me.
So I will say this. We have one failure for the princess at a 14.
That was a failure.
Why can't you roll dice anymore, Tom?
I don't know. It's because I bought new dice and my other dice were
Also
betrayed.
14.
I did okay.
2 failures.
Ralnor got a 24, and I got a 14.
I got a 9.
With the 10?
But plus 10.
It's okay.
Oh, I got a 19.
Yeah, I got 22.
Ralnor?
Ralnor got
That's a
a
4 on the die.
24.
yeah 24.
Okay, that's good. You, Ismini?
14.
Fail. So that's fail, fail, fail. 3 out of 6.
Damn it.
As you begin pushing forward,
I rolled a 2.
you guys can hear faintly, especially you, as the sun is setting and things go from brilliant purples and oranges to gray. As things get darker and darker, you hear gentle rustling of the brush nearby. You're now standing, as you've moved further from the road, about a little under chest high for an average human. Grass here, weeds. Terrain's not difficult terrain, but you know, there's always is the worry of what if I stumble into like a foxhole sort of thing.
Yeah.
People are moving. You catch one, ducking below, humanoid figure, bow drawn, probably about 40 feet out in that direction. A second one, lilac skin, pointed ears. You watch as the small group of drow have begun to encircle you.
Can I touch Jam?
Jam is walking right by you, 5 foot melee.
She's invisible now.
You want to begin casting a spell?
Yeah.
You begin casting a spell. I'm gonna need everyone to roll for initiative.
Come on.
Because you didn't pass the stealth check, you're not getting a surprise.
Yeah.
So you have to. It'll be an action.
I literally can't roll above like a 12.
Please do roll better than 12. I would appreciate.
I would
that.
appreciate it too.
Jam does wear a necklace. Why do you ask? I want to know though. Actually, later. Can you write why? With that pencil, so I know. Pencil to your left.
I have a pencil.
That sucks. Well, that's not bad.
My applies aren't working.
Ooh, okay.
Glasses.
Because they're so broken.
When you go around, you have advantage because you have your shield.
Yeah, I know. I still didn't roll well. I rolled a 9.
Okay, so we're all cursed.
We've got a 9 for Thorn,
15.
15. I don't hate that for is Meanie.
Ralnor and I both got 12, and we have the same dex modifier.
I love it. Going whatever you want. Ralnor plus is Meanie, and finally L.
17.
I'm so sorry.
Only a 12 on the die.
Yeah.
Dexter's character.
Watch 5 figures. Cute. You watch as 5 figures emerge, popping up from the grass, standing at full height. 5 drow. You guys were high enough for that stealth. They didn't roll high enough to actually get a surprise round here. We're just gonna go ahead and these are gonna be normal attacks. As each of them stand up, drawing back, you can see that they've got these short bows pulled back, made of this darkened wood, each taking a shot. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna spread that love a little bit, but not too much. Not too much. We're gonna go ahead and take. Ooh, you got a shield out, right?
Yeah.
We're going to use. You watch as one arrow goes towards each of your friends. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's all match. Is going to be a math 20,
Okay.
7, and a 22. 3 arrows flying up. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know on the other ones. I am gonna take. Ralnor is here, cannot be seen. He's fully, basically invisible at this point.
Ranged attack.
These are range attacks. I am gonna go ahead and take 2 more shots at our dear Ililia here.
Wow. They don't like you.
14, 22. So 2 hits coming at you currently.
I'll shield.
You'll shield?
Yeah.
Shield. And you
My
bring
AC
up a
is
blue
24.
shield, which, again, with those dancing lights, brightens up the field even more, flashing light forward as Rowlor begins charging towards one of these people. With your 18, I will let you know there is one other individual here who has made it most of the way around your circle. There's another drow who's present. You can point him out to the party. He was the only one who beat everyone else's passive perceptions.
Fair.
He is hidden to everyone else. That is going to then be...
Wait, I got
I'm
hit.
so sorry. I'm going to have to roll my damage. Damage would be nice. First is going to be 5 points of piercing damage and make me a Constitution saving throw. It's Beanie. You take...
You
I missed you. L, you shielded. That's the only damage I've got going through here.
I failed.
You. All right. It's going to be.
Wait, con save? Never mind.
Con save.
15, pass.
Did I tell her what the DC was?
no. We didn't say the DC.
I was like, how do you know?
It's okay, but it does.
Oh, I just thought this was
it
con
is a
save
pass.
pass without a trace.
Oh no, I don't. No, I don't know if
Oh.
it's concentration for that.
I don't know either.
It should be con, yeah.
It is a con. That's what I thought it was.
Make your concentration check as well. That was for the poison in these
Oh,
areas.
okay. I thought that was where.
Be good.
I'm good for that one.
They each make their first shot. However, you would know. Actually, you wouldn't know any of that. So they each popping up, taking their shots. They are going low. It's not enough to grant them cover. You're able to see where they are, and they're just going to begin moving. These drow begin attacking
How much
you.
damage was it?
5 points of
5
piercing.
points.
Yeah,
Okay. I didn't
wasn't
hear
a-
the actual
wasn't a
damage
problem.
number. I was
There's
just
going to be
lost.
Alilia's turn. Mai, you're on deck.
Cool.
El, there's a bunch of drow. They're all within about 30 feet. Get to places you
I get
want.
my sword out.
Drawing up. You already had your blade out. Yeah.
I'm gonna ignite it.
Igniting your weapon. Are you still wanting to
Lightning
cast
damage.
invisibility on the princess?
She can handle herself. I believe in her.
Okay. You
Cool.
make a lightning weapon, igniting your new freshly enchanted rapier,
Let me give it
charging
some
towards one of your
spell
opponents.
back.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. I'm gonna charge and I'm gonna swing twice. Whoever's closest.
Sprinting at one of the drow, you go ahead and take your 2 attacks. Go ahead and swing that out
I'm
for
gonna go
me.
ahead and roll both. Okay, 24 and 22.
Both of those are going to be a hit. Just remember that she hit twice. Roll 1 set of damage first, please.
Oh. Oh, I didn't get out anything.
For shame, not even bringing their dice out.
Minimum damage, 7 points.
7 points,
Oh,
and
wait.
the drow.
Sorry. 13. Including lightning.
So different. The drow is exactly at
forgot.
0 HP and falls unconscious. Is unconscious and not dying.
Okay.
You strike once the first one, and continue moving towards the second one. I'm not gonna make you re-roll that hit.
Okay.
Go ahead and swing your damage on the second of the drow
I
here.
don't know why I expected them to be like strong. 14. No, 14. Yes. 20 points of damage on the next one.
20 points of damage is so you charge up. First one, you're able to strike down. Are these lethal, by the way?
No.
No. Okay. Second one, you
I'm
come
gonna
through.
kill someone from the princess.
Oh, fair. You charge with the second one, taking your blade and actually stabbing into like a thick part of their hip, pulling them down, striking against them. They fall down to the ground, writhing but living. And that's going to be your turn. Mai, you see there are still 3 more of these regular drow, plus the one who's not yet popped quite up.
The one who
Genders.
popped quite out. Can you make me a dex save?
What gender are they?
The drow who are here are all male that you've seen.
Can't wait for my turn.
The one who's hidden. And make me a dex save, please.
I would love to make you a dex save. I'm really good. Now, is this an effect that I would be able to see happening? Like, do I have any visual component?
Sacred Flame, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a natural 20 for... I don't want to tell you, actually. I don't want you to
Fair.
know that.
This is a cantrip, so nothing happens.
Cool. You fire this sacred flame. I would say the rest of you guys would see this as you begin burning through this grass, this holy light. You watch as another drow quickly leaps forward like an arrow through the sky. Probably a 10-foot forward leap, rolls, stands back up. You see one drow here, bare-chested with a pair of these straps that are covered in these long, thin throwing knives. And you see in one of his hands he holds a long, slightly curved blade. Hooks forward rather than backwards, though.
Okay. That's it for my turn.
All right, my good. I liked your turn. It's going to then be Rowlor and Ismini. What you got for me?
Do I know enough about drow to make fun of male drow?
Yeah, you know about drow.
You know
Great.
Drow.
Where's the woman that's holding your leash? I say, and I cast magic missile on one of the ones.
Ooh, how many are going at how
You
many?
experience a
All 3 are going
microaggression.
out the same guy.
3 at the same guy. Roll the
that I have
damage.
never experienced before.
You call this out.
reason
and
I'm angry.
I'm gonna go ahead and just make it real quick.
That's a 1.
It's a 1.
They don't seem
How did
to react too much.
This is sad.
Oh, 1 is unfortunate here.
It's only 6 damage.
6 points of damage. Okay, that one is bloodied. You strike one, dook, 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 knocking him off balance ever so slightly, but he is gonna keep staying in the fight. And then there's Ralnor. Do you want Ralnor to charge
I
the
was
same
gonna
one?
charge the same guy, bite, claw.
Ralnor.
Natural 20 for a 27.
Ralnor swimming through grass, leaps fully up to eye level at this man and chomps at him.
Minimum damage on a crit for what? I keep rolling min damage. 1, 2,
your D20
5 points of damage on the chomp.
That is not enough. Ralnor, now having sunk his teeth into the shoulders of this man, pulls back with a little piece of drow in him and then headbutts him.
Headbutt.
Better not develop haste for that.
15 to hit.
15 to hit does still hit.
already developed taste.
It's another 6 points of damage.
And Ralnor kills the drow.
Great.
Striking him down, Ralnor disappears and you just hear
It's so scary.
It's absolutely scary.
Tall grass where Ralnor can disappear into
This
it?
is I know you
frightening.
I think I wanted to compare it to you wouldn't like, but there was a movie with velociraptors running through cornfields, which is so scary.
Hell
It was
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
What movie?
I don't remember. Kala hates that.
I hate this. Like the concept
From
is
above, when you see people walking and then like these little
Lost
lines
World.
of velociraptors.
Lost World,
also-
Jurassic Park.
I'm also short. Like I'm not taller than Corn.
That wasn't from a movie. That was the last time you went to the park.
Alex, I need you to not.
But so okay,
Yeah,
that's
park
one.
around here.
One of them is dead. There's only
It's right next
2
to
it.
drow, 2 normal drow, and 1 weird drow left. We'll keep going. That's gonna be Thorn's turn, and then well, then it's gonna be a bunch of me.
Who can I see?
Thorn, you can see all 3 options: normal, normal, weird.
What can your elf eyes see?
You know what? I'll even tell you. You can see 2 normal drow warriors and the drow shadow blade.
I'll Eldritch Blast the 2 weird, or the normal drow.
1/1 or 2 and
1/1.
1. Okay, going for the big. You could kill them both.
Oh, I don't know. 16
Hit.
and a 14.
14 just barely misses. As you fire at one, the other blast, as you're kind of distracted somewhat, he almost blends into the shadows as he pushes down, dodging pretty well. You guys are decently trained. Better than a bandit, but not much more.
12 points of damage.
12 points of damage is not going to be enough. He is still standing. You got 1 injured drow, 1 guy at full force here. Anything else in your turn, Thor?
That's it.
All right, Thor.
I'm just staying with the princess.
It is going to be Jam's turn.
You got this.
Is anyone hurt?
No.
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 Jam is going to defend.
Yeah.
She's going to
Great.
stand there, blade at the ready.
We
ready
all
to
turn
parry.
and give her encouraging smiles.
Thumbs up.
Jam absolutely terrified by what's happening here. That is going to then be the Drow Shadowblade's turn. I'm going to go ahead. You watch. He begins sprinting towards the party. As he does,
I gave him the raspberry.
do you want to do that?
Yeah.
As he starts winding up to say something, seeing you do that, he just hisses under his breath and readies his weapon and is going to make 2 attacks with his shadow sword here as he brings down this blackened blade at you. Yeah, I know. Oh, my shadow sword!
You can't
Yeah, I
monologue
want that.
and attack at the same time.
What was that?
So you can't monologue and attack at the same time.
As he curses out
Anime
you,
rules.
making comments about you and your people, he'll
It's fine.
speak.
I know Elvish.
Yeah, I know you know Elvish.
Yeah.
He's insulting your people.
Mm-hmm.
The Ladri Khan will have your heads. That is.
Call it a hoobie buddy.
That's not great. A 15?
No,
Not a hit.
not a hit.
A 17?
That is a hit.
Okay. 1 hit. As he
shield.
strikes,
I shield. Fuck you.
neither hits.
22, yeah.
I would have to explain what you all see. He brings his sword down, trying to swing, and as one of them comes close, and you bring up the magic shield, around you, for a moment, there's a huge wreath, like a collapsing sphere of darkness, and as you burst your shield forward, it shatters whatever magical effect that was.
Ooh, I like it.
How do I want to do
As
that.
you strike,
I don't know
as
what
you
I did.
strike down, he's not able to get any damage off with his shadow sword. So he's going to go ahead.
Is it mages?
I give him a raspberry again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna use my free action to draw a second weapon. I'm gonna go ahead and draw my little dagger. I'm gonna make one additional dagger attack as bonus action. Who's close? I'm gonna just go ahead and say, Mai, you're very close to Laurentius. I'm gonna go ahead and take one attack at you real quick. It's not a shadow attack. It's a normal one. That's gonna be a miss. So he's now standing in the thick of things, close to the party. We're then going to keep on going. That's going to be the normal drow. There's 2 drow remaining. They're going to go ahead and load up another arrow, knock another arrow, and take another shot. Since you are close to the shadow boy here,
Shadow boy. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and one of them is the injured one is going to move around and going to try to take a shot at your back.
Have at thee.
It's going to be a solid 16.
That's a miss.
And the other
22
one,
right
however,
now.
is going to take a shot at Jam.
Disadvantage, warding. Flare.
This is so cool. So
Yeah.
Bright radiant light in
this
his
is so
face.
cool. These are also drow, so it's so thematic.
Ooh, yeah.
As he pulls back the arrow, you watch what's happening as like Jam is taking a step back, pulling away from the group, somewhat seeing the shadow blade coming up. As the guy's about to fire at the princess, you fire this beacon of light, blinding him, and as he shoots with disadvantage, there's a natural would have been a very much a hit. Switches it to a natural 5. Good play there.
No
The
hitting
arrow
princess.
flies past, but it's in her vision. She fully freaks her out seeing the arrow fly by. Very good.
Welcome to war.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's
and that is
been
going to
sick
be.
in battle with us.
It's Elle's turn. Mai is next.
Cool. First, I'm going to step up to the one that just shot at JoJo and swing my sword.
Have any choice words for this boy?
Nah,
Lethal or non-lethal?
non-lethal.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to kill someone.
Okay.
I save my kills. I don't think I'm going to... Yeah, well, actually, 18.
Well,
18 super hits.
I forgot I have a
biggest
+1
kill count
weapon.
in the party.
What?
What? Nothing.
What? Huh?
I've killed like 7 people.
I think that's more than anyone else in the party.
That's fair. I tried to make the kills
I think
count.
yeah, you have
Dude.
No.
highest
No.
Your dancing
No.
lights.
Not the fireball.
The fireball.
Bro, your dancing lights are so good here. You have no idea.
That's why I didn't
10.
cast another concentration.
10 points of damage? He does not look very hurt. Oh, so the drow? I'm so sorry. This is the uninjured drow is now on death's door. Both of the regular drow are on death's door.
Cool. I'm gonna seeing Thorn face off with the big scary threat
He's
guy.
looking real. The guy's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I'm gonna step up to try to give Thorn advantage.
Sure.
Of, like a tactical position. Just in case you're gonna melee. That was
Shadow
just one
boy.
attack.
Oh.
So I'm stepping out of that person's.
I do not have a bow. I have a bow out, so no
Yeah.
attack of opportunity. You charge on over, make your attack with advantage. You try to strike into the back
Alphas.
of this drow shadow blade.
Let's go.
20, 20, 20.
28.
Oh,
No math.
okay.
No
Yeah,
math.
that'll
Close.
super hit.
Yeah.
You know, weird things. It does actually hit.
12. 18.
18 points of damage.
Nice.
A solid hit, but he does not look bloodied.
Okay.
This guy is considerably better. You are able to slash, and as you basically as your blade is getting to him, he's able to kind of lurch forward like a combat roll to avoid too much damage. Shadow lurch. He just calls all of his abilities shadow something.
Yeah.
That'll
puts
then
on his
be
shadow clothes
it's going to
for
be
morning.
Mai, and then round the run is me. Mai.
Cast a spell.
No one here seems to be influenced. Like stop.
Great.
Shadow
Casting
drink.
Scorching Ray on the
Sip my coffee.
weird guy.
Okay, all 3 shots going at the weird guy.
Lowest one is a 17.
17 is exactly his armor class. All 3 therefore hit. 6d6 damage, I believe.
What are you catching? Casting?
Scorching ray. Is it
Oh.
2d6 per?
2d6
2d6
per, yeah.
Like you need d6s?
Nope, I got him.
That's why I love to hex somebody and then cast Scorching Ray.
Hell yeah.
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 I know some people don't like how many dice X and Hunter's Mark make, but I do. I just think
I
it's
love
cool.
it.
Dice are
Great.
good.
Everyone
Add
thinks
dice.
it's mechanically good, but like I think it's fun at the table for you guys to roll a billion dice.
Add dice. Feel good.
15 points of fire damage.
15 points of fire damage. He is actually like it's
It's actually pretty good for.
as you
Scorching
strike
Ray.
against him, he kind of shrugs it off every once in a while. I would like to let you know that the Ladri Khan that he said earlier is Elvish for striking spinneret.
Striking spinnerets. I think we all speak Elvish, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
all elves, not again.
You what, bro?
I was gonna make that joke earlier, but I'm a human.
You fucking
You
what?
fucking what?
You fucking what?
You're
I'm an
Elvish.
honorary
you're
elf.
You're an honorary elf, yes.
You have elvish blood.
Yeah, that's how
Never
I.
come up, but you have
Yeah.
a little bit of elvish blood.
Yeah.
What?
I'm
in
barely-
a vial on your hip?
I'm
Freak.
barely more elvish
No,
than
no,
you.
you're 4 times more elvish. Yeah, you're fine.
She's
I gotta drop.
1/16 elvish.
Gotta drop it.
On my mother's side, I'm 1/32.
That's enough for a scholarship.
Damn, dude.
Dude. Very good. That spell seems effective. He does not look all that hurt, actually.
Okay.
All of the damage has been fully effective, though. Going to go Ralnor and Ismini. Thorn, you're on deck.
Are the two guys that are like,
Both incredibly injured.
are they within 20 feet of each other?
They are within 20 feet of each other.
Could you go ahead and make me 2 con saves?
Yes, ma'am. Below a 10 on both.
Great. I'm gonna do shatter and do 38 damage.
Suddenly,
38?
a series of small rocks on the ground at the ground level burst, sending shrapnel pieces exploding out in that
Shatter's
area.
only 3D.
At the same time, all of the plant matter dissolves, like it just is destroyed.
Catapult's 3D.
12.
12 points of damage. You watch as 2 men fly like in the background of a Power Rangers thing. Like they fully Wilhelm
scream.
as they burst outwards, and the 2 of them are down. It's just you all and the Shadow Blade.
Ralnor is gonna run up to the shadow
Shadow boy.
He's gonna bite.
Wait, claw.
No bite. He's gonna
Claw.
horn.
Horn. Horny boy.
Math 20. No,
Math
math
20.
21. Math 21.
Yeah, that'll hit. Shadow Pain.
8 points of
Shadow
damage.
squelch.
All of that does. appear
Is
to
this
be
creature
working.
tiny?
He's a medium-sized creature.
Dang it.
That'll be Thorns.
I'll swing my sword at the shadow boy.
Absolutely, go ahead. He's got this long shadow blade, this long blade that curves. It's like a long sword that curves slightly forward, made of like this black material. Make your attacks.
Does
You have advantage because
okay.
you are currently flanking him.
want to make sure? Let's do this one. Do blue ones. That'll be a 22 to hit.
That'll super hit. Oh, I'll say it now. By the way, 29 was the deck save I made earlier.
Oh, sorry. I was.
Oh, my phone just died.
I didn't say I was booming blade, obviously.
Okay.
I always do booming blade.
Yeah.
12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. A solid hit.
Oh.
I like to see it.
My bad. It's more than that. 14. My bad.
Okay.
Forgot I have the +2 sword. This is crazy.
It's not a problem at all, man.
I'm jealous.
You had one for a while.
Oh, Marty's Lament.
Martyr's
Yeah,
Lament.
I was like,
Oh, that +2 sword.
Oh, that one.
they made me give it back to the government.
Who's they?
The government.
oh,
It
yeah,
is
sorry.
Jam's turn. If there's only one enemy here, do you want her getting involved?
I'll like gesture towards her to.
Just call. You want to gesture? Just get back.
Yeah.
She's going to continue just taking the dodge action.
Dismiss.
She feeling a little bit more confident. You hear her muttering something, and you quickly realize it's the steps you've talked about in the past. It's the
Aww.
shoulders back, knees loose.
2, 3, steady. 1, 2, 3, step.
Yeah, we were dancing.
Samba.
That's what the kids call it these days.
Oh no! A watcher gets angry.
Horizontal dancing. I get it.
But Jam steps back, and that is going to be the Shadow Blade's turn once more. Having been attacked from behind. Having been attacked from behind by you, he looks pretty. Like this person doesn't just look like they're fighting; they look a little bit disgusted with you guys. I am gonna go ahead and turn. I'm gonna make my first attack over at you.
I spit on it.
Go.
No, I'm just kidding.
An 18.
No.
You have not gone since you've shielded.
My AC is 19.
Then I hit you.
You said 18.
On the die.
Oh, it is 18. I'm so sorry. It's not 19. I'm just making math. So I
was
strike.
I was
Oh,
like,
it's not
I'm
18.
No, I rolled an
Oh,
18.
okay.
You're a 19.
Thank you.
Got
Guys, I haven't been rolling above a 10 on my dice.
You've only rolled 3 natural 20s this session.
They were for skill checks. Yeah.
Oh no.
He's gonna strike against both of you. Are the dancing lights right above me?
Yeah, they're just surrounding.
I cannot use Shadow Step.
Idiot.
You nerfed him. Congratulations.
Suck it, full drow.
You know what? I think I'm gonna have to do this. I would like to provoke an attack
Inferior.
opportunity from every member of the party as I begin running away from the dancing lights.
Shadow.
Dude,
We have
Connor,
advantage on this.
you two have advantage because you were flanking when this happened. I
I-
also need to know what the area of the light is on the dancing lights.
Oh wait, he's moving freely
Yeah.
while
I'm-
wreathed in booming blade energy.
Yeah, I'll take that booming blade energy.
And I'm magic missiling.
Come on.
I don't crit on 19s,
You don't.
right?
You don't have.
I don't have.
Yeah.
I don't have Hexblade up right
You
now.
don't have
That's
to.
okay.
Mastery.
I just don't have
You can
Hexblade.
bonk him with your
Curse up.
stick. If you want to bonk him with your stick,
Might as
I'll
well.
let you bonk him. You'll lose warding flare reaction if you care.
Did it 28?
28 hits.
Okay. Just making sure.
He's pushing through.
12 force damage from me.
A 21 to hit him.
That'll hit. 12.
17 points for me.
17.
I can do more if you want.
No, I'm fine.
7 points for me.
7 more points.
23 for me because that's including the booming blade damage.
23. He is still up and he is not bloodied. Connor, how big is the radius on dancing lights? And it'll be an action to move it, I believe.
10-foot radius
Okay.
of dim light minimum.
That's fine. Oh, it was dim light, not bright light? I could have just done this the safer way. It's okay. I didn't look it up, and I should have. But you watch, he's not fleeing. You watch as he moves a little bit further away from the road, and is going to go ahead and use Shadow Step. You watch as he does, almost like he dissolves into the night, and then reappears on top, like on one of the branches delicately in one of the trees here. You can absolutely see him, some light cover from the foliage here, and he's beginning to move. You watch as he's stepping between the branches. Are you just excited about elf shit?
Well, yeah, but also it's almost my turn.
Oh no! Oh no! What time is it? 10:18. This is the final round we're doing here tonight. Elle, it is your turn, followed by my.
I'm so excited.
Why are you so excited? You gonna go dance in the treetops?
I'm gonna cast Fireball.
No!
Finally, I returned to my full power.
I guess it's dancing in the sunlight, actually.
He doesn't see.
Oh, grass.
I do not care.
It's not.
I
dry-
said I do
it's
not
like
ask.
a dry
dry.
season. You're fine.
Also,
Okay.
I
It's
did
not
not
dry
ask
season.
how big
You
the
only
room
burn
was.
that
I said I
half.
cast Fireball.
Ask how dry the grass was.
Counterspell.
As he draws his blade out, wreathed in darkness, ready to duel these traitorous elves
Suck it,
dancing in
nerd.
the forest, as a bead of orange light appears approximately 1 foot away from his temple and explodes the canopy. I'll make a dex save.
7.
Oh!
Did you pass?
I wish I had cutting words.
Wait. I do not. Can I have a bite? Can anyone want to help me?
Fun fact
No.
is I only own the exact amount of
I don't
dice.
have any bicycles.
It is a natural 3 for a 12.
Yeah, my spell DC is not good, but it's not that bad.
Shadow bicycle.
He faked me out.
Oh,
I thought he was
okay.
giving me-
I was like, wow, this is my moment. I miss this so
8d6.
much.
Yeah. It's a good feeling. I don't have fireball. I get it.
Oh, I don't have elemental adept anymore.
It's not a good feat. I'll die on this hill.
We can
It's not
disagree.
good.
It's fine.
It's okay. It's good if your DM does like me, where we let it
You
reduce
take-
immunity to resistance.
Take
20.
the racial feat, Infernal
24.
Calling. Do that one.
Yeah.
That's better.
24. I'm gonna make an
Gives you
additional one.
great master
I'm gonna make a
assist
dex
for
save, and I'm gonna
It
choose
is-
con
there's
save to see if he falls out of the tree. I think that's very fun. So making a dex save, the DC is equal to a concentration check there.
I'm so happy.
That is super cocked. As a natural 7 for a 15, we're fine. It was less than 30 damage. But he is still up there as the trees begin to burn around him. He is now wreathed in bright light.
I guess what?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't just doing it for
No, it's so
for
good.
fire,
No,
but
L. It
yeah.
was really good. That is gonna be my, and
I'm
then his
so
minion
excited.
realm.
Fireworks
just
so
like,
well. Scorching
skitty.
ray again.
You're gonna shoot. Okay, so he does have partial cover.
I flip
light
him
cover
off,
from
it
the trees
happens.
itself here. Go ahead, make your shot here.
Yeah, I'm a
19 to
Roy
hit.
Mustang.
Yeah.
Lowest is a 20.
This character was
3 hits.
pretty much just destroyed my stuff. Well,
He's kind of cool.
he's sick. My favorite
The
character.
tree. No, Goodwin's not here. It's fine.
Yeah, I can't burn down the forest. The
That's
elves
really
would get
good.
mad.
It's also
Really good.
you're not in like a thick forest. You're like you're traveling through.
25 points of fire damage.
There's like a copse of trees.
Fire,
25?
fire, fire,
Yeah.
fire. I'm getting flashbacks. War-like flashbacks.
90, 100.
Are you also getting fireball? Yeah.
Is Meanie Callister.
Scorching ray.
Fire.
I thought you were gonna do
AC
fireball.
19. You
I
also
thought
see
you were also gonna do-
staggering. He does stay in the trees.
A natural 20. My lowest is an 18.
That misses.
Okay, so I still roll 6d6 fire damage because 14 plus
Yeah,
9
'cause
is
of the-
24.
Yeah.
3.
You fire these bolts at this drow.
We're doing this drow.
I'm gonna go ahead and empower my.
You woke up in the morning and chose fire.
Jam's like this.
I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna
The man
spend a
runs and we'll
sorcery-
go.
Oh, I'd like to spend a sorcery point for empowered,
Oh my god.
so I can
You
reroll
can
my.
reroll ones and twos.
I can reroll
do that.
Oh, anything up to int.
up to 5 of these.
No, I don't have a power spell.
That's
I think it's trash.
I'm gonna reroll these 3.
It's not bad if you do big spell. You have to have a
No,
lot of dice.
no, yeah.
You don't have big dice except for
Yeah, I do.
10,
I got scorching ray.
9, 21 points of damage.
it's Meanie Callister.
Yeah.
The princess and the Defiant Smiles are all ambushed after discovering a strange attack on the road. Ransacked, these pieces of equipment and even pieces of the carriage have been stolen away by someone or something. You move to go and determine who it was, who struck down these people, maybe even who struck down Squawk. You're attacked by these drow. Princess in fear watches as you all quickly dispatch the regular drow. The leader, a mighty warrior, I would say relatively powerful.
Yeah.
It's got some health.
He took some licks, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fights you for a while before realizing you are no common travelers. Runs away, teleports into a tree, ready to duel amongst the brush, and is struck by 5 rays of fire and a fireball, and falls out of the tree. And that's where we're gonna end our session.
We're so good at fire.
Guys, just to let you know, so I don't leave you guys in suspense. It's a copse of trees, like 3 to 5 trees. You guys could spend a little bit of time to make sure you're not causing a forest
We
fire.
won't let the forest burn down.
Yeah. What else would be really bad?
Jam
Yeah.
lowers her weapon.
I just learned how to cast that. I'm so
For the-
excited.
For the record, I would have
Cast
cast.
fireball?
I am going to blow up so many rooms.
That is such an incredibly advanced circle of magic.
I can't get much higher.
Jam walks over. I can't tell if L is red because of the flames
Don't
or
let her
because of
ca-
what
don't let her
Jam has said.
cast spells in front of me.
Thank you guys so much.
This and that.
We've been Stories to D4. We love telling stories, and we've started a new adventure. I'm looking forward to the Tournament of Blades. Next week we're going to have a certain player absent as our heroes investigate. What's up with the drow, anyways?
It's been.
Thank you,
Don't die.
and good night.
Good night.
Don't die.
Don't die.
Bye-bye.